Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited.
Oh, it's a good day.
Yes, it is. Been waiting for this for a while. What's funny is we've been trying to do this. This is this is not
attempt number 2.
Yeah. This should be podcast number 2, but technical difficulties for podcast number 1. But our guest today is none other than Dark. EMGG, Dark, Studio Dark, what else? The GOAT, what else? Dr. Disrographic, I don't...
Okay.
Yeah, could that work? We gotta come up with it.
I don't think that I
No? That one didn't
I think
fit?
that's pretty close to like copyright.
I mean, probably, but...
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? If he
Exactly.
comes after us,
Exactly.
we'll just... I mean, he's only 6'8", the most athletic specimen this world has ever seen, so...
Literally. Like, oh my lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Oscar, he'll hand your ass to you.
Yeah. That's not before I punch his ball sack into his throat. I'll do it too.
Okay.
No cares in the world. Okay.
Understood.
Thank you.
So, Dark,
What's up?
you've known Oscar for a minute.
Yeah, for a hot minute.
Yeah, at least 3 or 4 minutes.
At least 3 or 4 minutes, yeah, for
I
sure.
dislike everyone.
You brought it up.
Oh, this might be a problem.
Definitely like 4 minutes.
No, we can't.
My computer just told me I have low storage space on where I'm recording to.
We can't have this type of problem 4 seconds into the podcast. We
No,
can't
it's
do
okay.
that.
It's okay. I have like 180 kilobytes. It's fine.
It's all fine.
Oh, good.
148
Worst case scenario, it all shuts down and
148 gigs of COD
okay.
gone, deleted.
Get it out of here.
No one needs that shit anyways.
Trash can. You just
Alright, we have
Kobe'd
source
it right
space
into the empty bin. Okay.
Oh, there was no bin. It says too big to recycle. Anyways, technical difficulties.
All right.
But yeah, so you've known each other since Haunted Gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Haunted Gaming, yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I think Dark entered
He was-
probably 3 months before I did, something like that.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I think I entered in March.
Yeah, and I
think he
came
was
in
probably like
June or July.
May? June.
What
Good
year is
June.
this?
2016,
2016, correct?
2016?
Yeah, 2016.
Yeah.
Holy crap! Oh my gosh!
Right.
Whoa! That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, 2016. Simpler times. Okay,
Very.
I lived in Los Angeles. Dark, you were still here in Texas, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Still in Texas.
Were you in
I was
high
in
school
high
at the
school.
time? Yeah.
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 I just finished junior year. I was going into senior year.
Okay. Yeah. And then, because Mumbo just graduated, like when we brought Mumbo on, like however many
yeah.
months later, he had just graduated high school.
Right.
And
Oh my lord, y'all were babies.
I was definitely not a baby, but they were babies.
Okay, if we're talking 4 years ago, Oscar, you were my age. You were. A
Oscar was the
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah, I was
in
the
the organization.
I was the I was the adult. I was like, guys, stop bickering. Okay, focus. Dark,
So
did you
you
turn
and
your
Eric
homework?
were keeping things together.
Myself, Eric, and Steven.
Oh yeah.
And we all know how that one ended.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing with Haunted, okay? I, like, even to this day, being a part of Haunted, for me personally, was the best, like, organization group of people that I've ever been around. Because there was no, like, there wasn't sponsorships. There wasn't anything. It was just a bunch of guys who
got together.
There was a girl there for a little bit. I forget her name, but anyways, she kind of got mad at Eric for something. I can't remember what, but she peaced out.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Someone got mad at Eric for something.
Yeah, but like there was no. It was literally an entire year of us just like meetings and grinding whatever it is that we were working on, and just having
Which
a
is
blast.
crazy
doing
to
it.
think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Because if you look back at like 2016, that's what people did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like this is what the teenagers, like high schoolers, were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys were like on the latter end, like the later end of it,
Yeah.
but like you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
Like
it
y'all
was lit.
built YouTube followings from streaming.
It was lit.
Mind you, YouTube streaming on YouTube and YouTube gaming is a lot different back then.
Yeah.
Even in 2017, when it kind of all fell apart, it was a lot different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you did it.
Yeah. What was Dark? What was your favorite thing about Haunted? And how did if you were to look at it, do you think that anything that you did during that time has helped you now, like other than
Oh,
school, of course?
honestly, if I don't even know where I'd be if I didn't join Haunted
Yeah.
as a graphic designer, because I mean that brought up my foundation of like just all the thumbnails I had to do, all the branding I had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it may have been rough, but it's still like all that practice just for,
Yeah.
and then being around the team and like just having those meetings like you mentioned.
Yeah.
It was just like it was a really great environment.
I low key kind of miss it. So
Okay, so
go ahead.
oh no, go on.
I remember us playing Club Penguin. That
Oh,
thumbnail will
sorry, what?
forever. We played Club Penguin for like an hour or two one day for a video. And number one, I'd never played Club Penguin, so that was a lot of fun. But number two, the thumbnail that Dark made for that video is
Dark, do
burned
you
in
still
my
have that thumbnail?
brain.
I'm looking for it, but Rip Club Penguin, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Just a 3-second moment of silence and go. And we're back. Thank you.
That's. Do you know how to fucking count?
Yeah, no, it was a quick count. I said 1, 2, 3, boom.
Oh, okay,
Easy.
okay. I was going off. That was like 2 Mississippi on there, but go
Oh,
on.
okay. You're Mississippiing it. Yeah. No, we do.
Well, that's proper
we
count.
yeah, we do 1 Texas around here, 2 Texas,
Yep.
3 Texas.
I'm in California.
I may be in Oklahoma, but I'm still in Texas at heart.
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
fair, that's fair.
You can't hang out with Texans because they're one of the few places that claim the entire state. Have you ever noticed that?
No, they claim the
Yeah.
entire country. Let's be very real.
Well, I mean, Texas before America, right? You know what I mean?
Facts.
But like,
Texas can leave America then.
true that. Don't
Because
tempt
this
us.
is America.
Don't tempt us. We'll do it. But,
I think you've tried and it hasn't worked.
yeah.
We don't talk
I
about
don't.
that.
Yeah. There were some minor difficulties going on during that time. Okay, it was
Right.
it was well before my time. Okay. Nonetheless, but like think about it. I was talking to my friend. When I was in New York. My friend's from, the Bay Area, right?
Oh,
And
fancy.
he was like, yeah, no, Texans are weird. And I was like, why? He was like, you guys do claim your entire state. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I don't even claim my city. And I was like, that's weird.
Okay, so my buddy showed me. Do you guys know who? Who am I looking for here? Hold on. Trevor Wallace.
Trevor
Trevor
Wallace.
Oh
Wallace.
my lord! That
It rings a bell. Look at the back. Look at me.
For context, I just showed them
fuck
the
is that,
Penguin.
dude?
My
Haunted Gaming Sunday.
Bro.
Oh, that's like the bestest buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Logo.
That's
okay, so you guys know
incredible.
who Trevor Wallace is, correct?
Trevor Wallace. It rings a bell.
Okay, I'm sharing screen Discord.
Oh yeah.
People will see
Yeah.
it. This guy.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He has a SoCal versus meet people from NorCal video, and it's here.
Is it true?
Oh, it is fucking hilarious. There it is if you want to watch. There's this. It's just. Oh my lord.
I'm gonna have to.
We
sneak
have
peek.
no way of us all hearing it. Discord Nitro might have to come into play at some point here.
Dude, I love this guy. He's hilarious.
Dude, and I've seen this before,
Yeah.
and oh my lord, this is the funniest thing.
He is dumb funny.
He's yes. just yes. So I thought of that when you said
My
that.
favorite
So.
one is when he does the little skit that he does with from Harry Potter when he's like Harry trying to pick up Hermione. Oh my!
I saw the when guys with entrepreneur in their bio is fucking hilarious.
I think I have the video downloaded. Hold on, I'm gonna text it to you.
Oscar,
because-
that's literally you.
Shut up. I'm not gonna talk about it.
But Texas.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
Oh boy.
so what? What if it is?
When people from LA visit New York, it's not a good one.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't
I'm
like
the other
New
way
York.
around.
Can we talk about that? I don't like New York City.
Okay, so let's
I've
say
never
something
been
here.
there.
I grew up in New Jersey. Half an hour drive through the Lincoln Tunnel into downtown Manhattan. My dad worked
Okay.
in the city.
Right?
So I can say I lived outside of New York City, but I lived in Jersey. But when people think Jersey, they're like, oh, okay. The shore? No. Newark? Kind of.
I just
You know, like Jersey's a very weird place to me.
yeah. I got the video. I found
'Cause-
the video. I'm about to send it to you.
Okay. Because to me, South Jersey
Mm-hmm.
is like, okay, it's beaches. Central Jersey doesn't exist to me. Okay.
I just can't deal with. My only thing is I cannot deal with all the honking. That stuff would irritate the hell out of me. And then I cannot deal with like how stacked on top everything was. Now I've never been to Jersey. I don't know how stacked on top of it, but New York
It's
City.
not.
Okay.
Jersey is literally normal.
Okay. Then
And
I
people hate it because it's New Jersey. It's the armpit of America. Dog, like Jersey gets so much fucking hate, but it's understandable. People from Jersey don't even like Jersey.
That feels so bad.
Like
Feels so bad.
everyone hates New Jersey, but no one understands the hate for New Jersey like New Jerseyans.
I'll be honest with you. When I think of like American major cities, New Jersey's not one of them.
New Jersey's a state, dog.
Is there not a city of New Jersey?
No.
There's gotta be one somewhere.
Oh well,
City of New Jersey.
I thought there was. I'm stupid then.
No.
Wow.
There's Jersey City
Jersey City.
in New Jersey, but it's not in New
Oh.
Jersey City.
Well, that's confusing as hell. Shows you how much I know about that area.
It's just what you gotta go back to school, man.
Dude, I
Fuck.
hated school. I hated school with a passion. You wanna know why?
I never went to college.
Here,
Oh, but you hate New York. It's stacked.
Yeah.
It's loud. It's disgusting, and you lived in Los Angeles.
yeah, Los Angeles was awesome. Though the people were weird. Some of the people were weird. But this is why I hate school.
Some?
Yeah, some. I had a really close knit group of friends while I was there, so they were
You
cool.
don't have to have friends to realize the people are weird.
Dude, they're I don't feel like it wasn't like bad. It wasn't like as bad as like you gotta understand, I'm not from there. So like what I had in my head as far as
You're
weird
from
was
middle of East buttfuck nowhere, Texas.
watch your mouth.
Sorry,
Watch your mouth.
bum heck nowhere, Texas.
You live in shit-stained California, so don't talk to me.
I grew up in Jersey. LA's slightly
Yeah,
better.
and that's the skid mark of the Northeast, so don't talk to me.
the armpit of America.
On both
dog.
sides, you're living in the shit place, all right? So
At least I'm hey, are you 15 miles from Malibu right now? No, I didn't think so.
being 15 miles from Malibu just means that all you get to do is appreciate it from far away.
I didn't even see it.
All right.
Oh, my cat's lying down on top of my puzzle that he knocked over the other
No.
day.
This is what you need to do. You need to go over there and you need to rub him behind the ears, all cute like, and then you need to pick his big booty up and tell him no.
All right, we're gonna show the people cat.
Show the people.
Show.
The podcast has seen him like wriggling around in my bed, and they're like, probably gonna be like, "What the fuck is this motherfucker doing out here?"
To the people, for the
It's
people.
like-
Oh, first off, that is a beautiful shirt.
Oh, thank you. It's like a seafoam green, if you will. I love it.
I
personally.
love
Okay,
the
okay.
color. Ooh, I see you getting fit. Look at them cheeks. He's been working out, Dark. Dark, have you been working out?
The transformation.
All right, so this
Not
is
as
my
much as I
cat
probably
ravioli.
should.
Okay. All right.
But
Aw. Haven't been working out as much as you should, but you've been doing something.
yeah, at least something
Yeah.
every other day or so.
That's good. I find the
I'll shove-
hardest thing about trying to get fit isn't the working out. I love to work out. It is the
Hmm.
it's the diet. It's eating the same
Ooh.
like few things, maybe not same few things, but like I'm a lazy cooker. I don't want to cook extravagant
Okay,
food that's healthy.
Oscar.
Yeah.
I will name the one thing that I have done that single-handedly will probably change your diet.
Good.
What ground beef do you buy? Like what percentage lean versus fat? Do you do like 80-20, 90-10? What do you do?
80-20, 90-10, 100% grass-fed
Like
beef.
like you know what I mean? You go to the grocery store, you're buying ground beef.
Yeah.
It gives you that percentage.
Yep.
What do you buy?
80-10, 90 or 80-10. Boy, I can't do math, guys. I'm
So
going
you're
back
saying
to
it
school.
doesn't matter. You buy all of it.
Yeah. It's whatever. Typically, as of the beginning of this year, we've done 100% grass-fed, which is typically 80-20 or 90-10. It doesn't go
Okay.
beyond that.
So you know what you have to do?
Go ahead,
Start
speak to me.
buying ground turkey.
Hmm.
Dude, I've tried
Yeah.
ground turkey. I can't stand ground turkey. Like, okay,
Okay, you know
I
what you
can
have to
eat
do?
it. I don't
It's
like
the
it that
exact
much.
same texture. So you know what you do here?
Yeah.
It's the same texture as ground beef.
Right.
Give or take like a little chewiness, but it's not the end of the world. It's
Right.
better than tofu, so you're still a winner.
It's better than tofu.
Not saying
I
tofu
mean-
is bad, because tofu and Chinese food taste just like Chinese food, so it's a W. Sorry. Regardless,
What?
um, and so I literally have been making. So the past month, I've been meal planning.
Okay.
I've talked about this on my stream and to you. I spent in December alone $200 just on food. And so I was like, I don't need to like fix my diet to lose weight because I'm not like overweight like I used to be, like at the start of 2019.
Yeah.
I don't have to lose weight. I just want to fix my diet from a financial standpoint,
That
which
makes
is
sense.
not typically why people fix their diet.
True, but it helps
And
out.
I literally, the simplest meals you can make, this is where I was going with all of this.
Mhm.
You get a box of pasta, pound the pasta, bow tie pasta if you want to get a little fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You get marinara sauce from
Okay.
the store, or if you want, make your own tomato sauce,
Yeah.
unseasoned.
Okay.
You get Italian seasoning, and maybe
Okay.
some garlic salt if you want a little bit of zest,
Right.
or garlic powder, up to you. You cook the pasta, you drain the pasta, while you're cooking the pasta, you cook up the ground turkey.
Right.
Once that's good, you pour the marinara sauce in that.
Mm.
Then you add the seasoning,
Talk to me.
simmer. Pasta's done. Add the pasta, mix it all around, simmer, put it in a Tupperware. You're done.
Bada bing,
Oof.
bada boom.
And
Boy,
that's literally what I've been doing.
you sound like Chef Boyardee's cousin. Let's go. You want to know what
Keep
I've
Chef
talking about-
communism.
you you want to know what I've had to eat every day for the past like 2 weeks? I've had
Water.
9 ounces of chicken. Okay, I've had 3 servings.
Oh, you're
of-
doing ounces. You're doing like portion sizes.
Oh yeah, no, I
Oh.
it's very very strict. Like that's one of the hard reasons. That's one of the reasons why I don't make extravagant meals, is because I don't. Without someone teaching me, I don't understand how you can make a pasta meal without messing up your macros. You know what I mean? Like, cause
All right, so don't do heckin' pasta.
oh, we're not. There's no pasta, so I do.
Oh, you poor man.
Yeah. So I eat a full cup of oatmeal. I have 2 protein shakes. I have 9 ounces of chicken. I have 3 servings of veggie crisps, 3 servings of rice rollers, and 2 servings of chickpeas. And then I have 4 eggs, hard-boiled eggs. What else am I missing? I think that's it. That's what I eat every day.
Wow.
That's what I've had every day.
And no alcohol.
No, 0 alcohol. I can't have alcohol. The thing is I'm about to start doing research on energy, because I am like I kid you not, for like the past week, maybe.
Dude, your energy levels have been up.
No, I'm like super sleepy. I'm just naturally hyped like this. Okay, I'm
I
naturally hyped.
do you think you're sleepy because your body is finally? Well, how long have you been on this strict diet?
Coming up on 40 days, so
Okay.
a while, long enough
Do
that
you,
my body should have
h-
transitioned.
right, but how's your sleep been over the past 2.5 weeks?
Past 2 days, I've slept close to 12 hours.
Each night
Hmm.
or
Yep.
total?
Uh, so 24 hours total.
Do you think maybe you're the type of person that when you get too much sleep, you wake up tired and just exhausted because your body is just,
Right. I've thought
past
about
your limit?
that.
Because I've noticed like I thrive off of 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Mm,
Like I could wake up after 4 to 6 hours of sleep, start my day,
yeah.
and be perfectly fine
Yeah.
till the night. If I get 9 hours of sleep, I can get up and start my day, but I'll be cranky as a motherfucker.
Right. I've thought
Interesting.
about that, but I'm not sure because I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and I typically get 6 hours of sleep, and then eventually I'd hit a wall where like it didn't matter if my alarm was set or not. I was sleeping for 12 hours, and then
Interesting.
I've had days where I slept 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. I wake up and I'm still sleepy and tired. I honestly think that there might be. I don't think I have like a major sleep issue, but I think there might be something there that's like you need to eat a certain food or you need to do something specific or you need to sleep a certain in like a certain bed. Like there might be something
Or
very
the amount
specific.
you're eating is only giving you X amount of energy, so no matter how much you're sleeping, your body's like, okay, this is how much energy we have.
Right.
He's up until midnight. This isn't good. We're crashing by like 8 p.m.
That might be it too because
Maybe.
I'm eating
Because you
only
were up till like
3,000.
1 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah. That might be it. I'm only like actually that's a lie. Yesterday I didn't sleep 12 hours because I stayed up all night. The night before I slept 12 hours.
Right, but you get what I'm saying? Like the amount of energy your body consumes, and you went for a walk,
Yeah.
and you were streaming and sitting at a desk, which does consume.
Yeah.
It's just mentally draining. Like
Yeah.
people don't like we've talked about this before. Like streaming is mentally draining past a certain hour point.
Yeah, have you ever
Yeah.
tried talking to yourself for 8 hours? That shit is not easy. All right.
Yeah,
When you don't have viewers and you're still expected to be entertaining, and your brain's like, I
that's
got
why Minecraft and lo-fi is the move.
oh, right. That's why Minecraft is so easy to stream. Is because you're like, I can focus on this game. I can listen to the music, kind of chill every now and then. I talk, but like with Apex Legends, you got to be like intently focused, and then randomly you have someone pop in, and like you're
Right.
focused on the game because you're trying to get kills or you're trying to win,
And you'll zone out.
and
Yeah,
you'll zone out, and then 5 minutes later, you're like, oh crap, and you look and you're like, hey, and by that time they've come and gone. Streaming
Right.
has an interesting dynamic, you know, and
yeah.
it makes me wonder like I think about this all the time. I think about all the major streamers and I look at their numbers and I don't know about you guys. I have all my numbers, like all of it, unless someone says in chat or says in Discord, "Wow, you have X amount of viewers." I don't know because I have all that stuff turned off. Um,
See, I typically do as well.
yeah, and I did that because what was beginning to happen is I was no longer focusing on the game and having fun, and I was looking up in the right corner 5, 6, 7 times every minute or so to see how many
Yeah.
viewers I had, you know?
Right.
And I think that for me, that took away from the fun of the game, my ability to entertain, because I was focused on a number rather than the quality that of content that I could put out, even if
Right.
people aren't there. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because like then if someone does come in, they'll see that you're just focusing on like I've said this to a lot of friends. Viewers notice when you're doing something from like when you're not enjoying what you're doing, or you're not genuine about what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
could be
100%.
dumb as a fucking brick. They could literally be a brick.
Mm-hmm.
Someone could put a brick in front of a PC with your stream on, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, he's fake."
Yeah.
And it's just I've definitely gone through the stages where like kind of focusing on the view count focusing on getting the sub count, getting that affiliate payout.
Yeah.
And looking back on it, and Dark's been around for my stream the whole time, almost 2 years of it. Actually, more than 2 years, but officially almost all 2 years of it.
Yeah.
Yo.
And like looking back at just like certain times where it's like, okay, yeah, I see when my content was shit then.
Yeah. People have this, and I think about this all the time. People have, because I do a lot of reading, but like people have this natural, and you see it mainly in kids, right?
Mhm.
Where they have this like bullshit meter.
Oh, they don't have a filter on it either. They will call you out on your bullshit,
yeah,
man.
and
I don't think you're ready to have a kid, Oscar.
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not, because I'm just full of it. Like kids have that meter, and you see it all the time. Where like, prime example was my brother in middle school. He was in band, and he gets in trouble for like talking or something, right? So they take him into the back office, and they start to talk to him.
Oh.
Well, he starts to interrupt the band instructor, and the band instructor was like, "No, shut up. I'm talking. You can talk whenever I'm finished." So my brother's like, "Okay, cool, no problem, whatever." And so band instructor finishes, then tells Duncan he can speak, and so my brother's like, he starts to talk and explain himself, and the band instructor starts to interrupt him. And my brother was like,
Oh.
"No, shut up. I'm talking.
Let me
can
talk.
Yeah,
I let you talk. Let me talk.
You can talk whenever
Right.
I'm done. That's bullshit. You're not gonna, And kids have that, and you see, you don't see.
I do that now.
Yeah.
I've literally done that to someone in the past month of my life.
Yeah. But the thing is like as an adult, you start to put up these masks, and you start hiding that stuff away, and like you'll see somebody do something, and you're not going to say anything either because they're a boss, a coworker, a friend, family member, whatever the case is, but you don't tell them, right? And so they continue to do it, thinking that what they're doing is is real, is okay, is genuine when it's not. And so
Yeah.
being able to be genuine and real while you're streaming, and like if you're going through a hard day, I know that there needs to be a fine line between being able to entertain when you're not having the best day, but if you're really going through something, it's like you don't need to be streaming. If you can't provide the type of quality content that you that you should be, then you don't need to be streaming. That's how I view it, anyways.
Oh, and I have
I would
friends who
agree.
are,
Yeah.
I have some friends who are like, oh, I don't want to stream today, but getting on the grind. Can you stop yelling at my door?
I heard it.
Probably only wants to be on the podcast.
And it's just like I have friends who are like, okay, I've kind of gone through phases of this, and like I just streamed 11 hours the other day, so I'm totally guilty. Quality is better than quantity.
Mhm.
If you have a quality schedule where you were doing like 5 days a week,
Yeah.
4 hours a day of streaming,
Yeah.
and you're genuine, you're enjoying what you're doing,
Yeah.
it will work out so much better for you than 10 hours every 5 days a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
I told my wife. So one of the problems that I have is like when I'm very passionate about something, I like laser in and focus on it, and like I become very tunnel visioned, right? And I walked in and told my wife the other day, I was like, okay, I'm going to be streaming Monday through Friday, and Saturday, Sundays will be for editing videos and like podcast stuff. But other than that, I'll be hanging out with you. And so like I'll wake up early in the morning and I'll edit stuff. If we have a podcast set up, we'll do a podcast. If not, I'm going to be working around the house and hang out with my wife. Whereas
And she was like,
she was like, sweet. And like in the past,
I'm not lighting a candle for that, by the way. I'm lighting a candle because it smells nice. That wasn't like a press F to pay respects to the candle.
Yeah.
Let me make that very clear.
Right. But like in the past, it would be I have to stream at this time. Doesn't matter what's going on, right? And even though I'm not at a place where streaming is a even close to being a career choice, um, I can definitely understand how major streamers are like, I only stream from this time to this time, and why they do that because it does take a massive toll on your family and friends and on you if you're
Yeah.
not careful. And I think that's why you're
Oh,
seeing such a massive wave in streamer health.
I definitely. That's why, like, when I at the start of the year, I was like, okay, let's kind of try to maybe get that get a schedule and
Yeah,
keep it. You know,
yeah,
from I like from 2 to 6. Like I've tried to do schedules in the past, and like I've done daily streaming before, and like the scheduling had this time around in 2020, it worked, but it didn't.
right.
Because there were points where work picked up and I would just sleep in later and I had to do life stuff.
Yeah,
But I still streamed, it just wasn't on time. And I'd rather just let people know, okay, hey, I'm live right now. Ooh, excuse me. Coffee.
how?
I'm live right now,
Yeah,
but and I'll probably be I say I'll be live tomorrow probably because like I don't know if I'll wake up and want to stream on like one of my, especially if it's like one of my days off from work. It's like, okay,
yeah,
I think it was this past Tuesday I didn't stream. Or it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday I didn't stream because I just didn't want to.
right.
And I have some days where like I'm sitting at my desk like at least 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially if I'm streaming, I'm at this desk, 8 hours a day, like at least 5 hours a day.
yeah.
And like I've gone through points where I was sitting at my desk like 10, 12, 13 hours a day.
That's a
Right.
long time.
Where like I would wake up, be on my computer, go to work, come home, be on my computer, go sleep.
Dark, how does that work within like the graphic community? You know,
First of all, have a
like because
half decent chair.
Oh, I mean, if you're not careful, you have to, because like we're at our desk all day. Like at my job,
yeah,
I can be there like for 8 hours at my desk.
Not just
jeez,
I
literally
have
not
to,
getting up.
like I have to,
Apartment, bathroom, porta
yeah.
potty.
Like if I don't get up, I'm gonna be there for 8 hours at my desk. I have that 1 hour lunch break, but it's like,
yeah. Have you ever
you
considered
know,
getting a standing desk, or is that like even an option at work?
it's not an option at the moment for me at my work, but like it would be nice.
Yeah, I that's one thing that I want because I'm so tall. Like
Oh, standing
I have a
desk.
really nice desk, but when I have my chair completely at its height because of how long my legs are, it's only comfortable at the very top. The desk and my knees and like the tops of my quads like hit and like they squish my legs. And so being able to have the option for a standing desk would be really cool. And I think
Yeah.
being able to take that into the work environment. And I know this is what I like about Google is that I don't know if they have standing desks there, but I do know that Google is always trying to innovate in that
Right.
regard about like how can I help our employees be
Well,
more
Google's
comfortable?
always. You remember the movie with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson?
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't like a film thing. That's actually
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah.
Like, obviously it's exaggerated for film, but
Right.
like
But it was based
you
off of
could
true
look it up
events.
how Google's campuses are, and
Yeah.
it's
Like
insane.
they have nap pods.
Mhm.
All our
Literally.
coworkers, we joke about it, but
No, it's actually
they
real.
do.
Yeah, I've always thought that like if I had a major business, my focus would be on our whole focus would be on the customer experience, but my focus as a CEO and owner would be to make sure that the employees and the teammates that I have and that I work with are in an environment that they like drool over, that they dream about at night. Like they cannot wait to get back to work. I don't even want it to
Right.
feel like work. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel like you should take care of the people that you work with because they're the front line. And if they're
Yeah.
having a terrible day, your customers are going to have a terrible day. You know what I mean? So it's your job. Everyone says that the customer is right, right? The customer is always right. Even if they're wrong, they're always right.
Oh,
Right.
working in retail, I've seen managers do things that like they literally should not have done just so the customer would stop yelling.
Yeah. And it sucks that that's the case, but like what happens when you do that kind of stuff? Like what happens whenever you take care of the customer, even if they're wrong? What happens when you take care of the customer is they leave that building, or they hop off the phone, whatever it is, and they go to their mom and their dad and their friend and like, you know what? They took care of me.
Like the amount of times you see on social media that like, okay, customer service was actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Or the amount of times you see shit customer service interactions.
Yeah. And
Like I went through an issue with my bike where I kept needing to order parts and
Yeah.
something happened
Yeah.
for Super 73.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful customer service. So I messaged them before the new year,
Right.
I think it was, and saying, "Hey, I have this issue with my bike. I need a rear rim." And the email thread up until I got back from the shop and my bike was operational.
Wow.
It was like 2 months. And I had this one guy responding. He was like, "Okay, let me get a rim. We don't have a rim. Let me find one for you." A week goes by. He's like, "Hey, sorry for the delay. I
That's
found a
incredible.
rim for you." And this guy literally, like, yes, Super 73 in the grand scheme of things is like a small company, but they're really not a small company.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
He went above and beyond at the end of the day.
good customer service
Goes a long way.
is so important because
Mhm.
even let's say, okay, it takes time or you lose out on a little bit of money. That person will get off the phone or finish saying that thank you email to you
Yeah.
and maybe go on social media and be like, hey, this company just dealt with my dumb bullshit ass
Yeah.
for X amount of time and got me what I wanted,
Yeah.
no matter what.
The
And
short-term
like that sticks with people.
it does. And the short-term loss will
Is
always
a
be
short-term loss
for long-term gain
to
is always
get a
better.
return. Yeah, especially if you get a returning customer.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, even if that person goes, "Thank you for the help," they go on social media. You happen to see, because you browse your
Mhm.
company's social media or like customer service stuff. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, they're like, I appreciate this even if it's just a review left
Right.
behind. It's like, okay, this person, which is you,
Yeah.
helped me get what I needed,
Mhm.
but it took a little bit too long and it was a little bit too inconvenient for me because there's those people.
Right.
So I might not use your service as much. Let's say it's like something common as much as I normally would. You can then be like, and they're like, I might not use this myself, but they're very good customer service.
Right. Dark,
And they emphasize like that. And that could bring in someone else.
how does
I
that
mean, we're
work?
all motivated by our emotions, right? So if we
Absolutely.
have a good experience, it's gonna be positive,
Right.
and
How
vice versa.
how does that work in like, so from your experience working at an actual building and an actual workplace and under whatever business that you currently work under versus the freelance work that you do you what positives have you taken from both? What negatives have you taken from both? And how does that apply to how you treat customers in both situations?
Well, that's very interesting. When I'm freelancing, I'm working directly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm working directly with like my boss,
Right.
and freelancing, I'm working directly with the client.
Who's technically your
Um,
boss?
so like my boss is technically, or the company is technically my client,
Yeah.
if you could put it that way.
Okay.
Um, I mean, it is definitely a different dynamic because I am kind of, I think I have more control over when I'm freelancing than when I'm at my work,
Right.
because I'm kind of under, I'm just under, so I'm a marketing assistant,
Okay.
and so I basically, my boss will give me tasks that we need to do. What do we need to get out? Emails, all that sorts of things.
Right.
Um, so there's like a defined, I guess, relationship there. But um, when I'm freelancing, I'm talking with the client. I'm doing, not that I'm not talking with my boss, but
Right.
it's
Right.
just like, it's just really
It's more
different.
businessy.
So
Yeah,
does
it's more like formal.
does your boss like, is it typically like with freelance work you have more customization and more of your ideas put into it because freelance whoever your clients are that you're working on don't typically have a set in stone idea versus with your boss it's like this is what we have to get done. These are the
Right.
I don't know, peripherals or whatever, the boundaries in which you can work in. This is what it has to be. Do you see
I
that
would say
typically?
so.
Okay.
You know, sometimes a freelance client will have a specific idea in mind,
Yeah.
but I feel like there is a lot more freedom. There's a lot more coming up with stuff on my own, maybe, and maybe even more working with that client instead of just okay, this is how we need it done because they have their certain brand.
Yeah.
Um, I'm following like not that the client wouldn't have like guidelines, but there's more like stricter guidelines, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
You can't be as flexible.
right.
Okay.
I
Um,
noticed that like you've come to me with projects before, and you've been like, or just showing me what you're working on. You're like, you felt like kind of stuck,
oh yeah.
and how like when it's more of like you're not direct contact to the client,
Right.
if there's like an email thread, not just like a DM and they'll respond, like not like person to person. It's more like you through under your org to a person at another org kind of thing. Like there's just an
Right.
extra step. You were like, yeah, I'm stuck, and the responses took forever.
Yeah. There can be holdups. There can be holdups either way, um, freelance or in the job. But sometimes, like, we need to get a certain project out at work, and it kind of has to go a certain way. Even though sometimes I work better in that, but sometimes my mind wants to. I'm just not in that. You
Yeah.
get out of that mindset, and it's like you have to get the work done. It
Right.
has to get done, but sometimes your creative mind is just not there, and that can be hard
But
sometimes.
there's a timeline, and it's like
But there's a
this is
timeline,
my
yeah.
job. It's not like
So is
freelance.
it like when you explain like your mind is it like a creative block, or you just
Yeah,
like okay,
exactly.
okay, yeah, no, I understand that. The creative blocks suck because you just sit there and you're like,
Yeah.
I want to do something, but
And then there's times where you don't want to do something,
hmm.
Mhm.
but you don't have the creative block. You're just lazy.
Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep.
And if you're lazy at work, there's no excuse. You have to do it.
So I have a question. Do you guys have like my brain typically goes haywire late at night, and I think that's like the case for a
Okay,
lot of people.
define haywire.
Um, like so if there's something that I'm really like right now, I have this idea for my own apparel company, right? And like
Okay.
I think about it 24/7, but some of my greater ideas for it have come like 30 seconds before I'm about to fall asleep, and I've literally rolled over, pulled up my phone, gotten the notepad out when I'm like dead tired, written down the or typed out the idea, and then like rolled back over and gone to sleep. Do you guys have
Oh,
like a notebook, or do you use your phone for things like that, or is that just like if you have an idea late at night, you're like, okay, I got to try and remember it in the morning?
so I'm the total not ideal example for this because I work night shift.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Well, okay, so
um,
for when you
Well,
go
during
to
the day.
sleep, yeah, when you go
okay.
to sleep,
Do I ever really sleep though?
look, Dracula, I don't know. All right, all right,
Um, no, but it's like I get what you're saying, and it's your mindset and your business ventures are like different from mine. Because I always say like, okay, I want to build my brand, I want to do this, do that. Because like, streaming for 2 years, getting just under 2 years, getting 1,000 followers, like, and kind of like building that, like like a loose but like tight community.
right, right, right. Which is
It's like
congratulations, by the way.
it. Thank you. It's kind of like, okay, how much can we grow and kind of not change, just evolve things.
Yeah,
Like I have my emote that's not toxic, by the way. Because I'm not.
you're not a
And
toxic person. You're not
right,
toxic at
not at
all.
all. Not at all. And I kind of wanted to change because I've always done things where it's like I've been around long enough and I can Google things and I can kind of set things up where like I look like I know what I'm doing.
For
But
sure.
I really don't. Like I'm professionally unprofessional.
But aren't most people when they
And
start?
right, but like I was saying that like, well, I still had like the main not toxic, by the way, because I was kind of like not a shtick, but like definitely like you know what I mean, like a solid
Yeah.
Yeah.
in like just my stream, like the thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, okay, the more I can get away from that, and more like, okay, professionally unprofessional. If I can make that my like branding and my shtick,
Yeah.
not even a shtick, just like okay, that's what I can then throw on merch.
True.
Right.
Even if it's not something that can be said, it's just like okay, this guy is totally scuffed, but it looks good,
Yeah. I really
and he
want.
knows what he's doing.
I really
So
want my thing to be like the wolf pack. And then I have like a
yeah,
saying that I want called
I
like
always think of Jay.
sorry to disappoint you here, Oscar.
why?
You see my Discord.
I'm watching it.
See this guy?
Wolves at my door.
Who is that guy?
Wolves on my door.
Wolves at my door.
He's why. First of all, why I'm on Twitch.
Really?
He's why I started watching Twitch.
This is like the wolf pack.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the dead stock for his merch.
That's pretty nice. I don't want
He
like
just released. He just released this.
I don't want like I don't want merch. Like I have my
Oh yeah,
idea
no,
for
I'm
it.
just saying.
He has a pop that's sick.
He custom made it. Yeah,
That's clean.
it was
Ooh.
limited to like X, but yeah.
But the only reason I want wolf
Wolfpack is kind of
the only reason I want Wolfpack is because like everything about wolves and what they do as a pack is about taking care of each other. Everything that
Yeah.
they do, everything from the way that they travel from point A to point B. They typically so they have the
Yeah,
oldest.
why can't you be the elephant herd then? Goddamn.
Well, there is multiple.
Excluding the goddamn
multiple
elephants out
packs
here.
Well,
up
listen.
here.
Okay, listen to this the little Wolfpack thing real quick, and then I don't know much about elephants. All right, so there's number one. Okay, so they have when they travel from point A to point B, they have the oldest in the very front leading the pack, so they set the pace so that they're not getting left behind. Right behind them, they have the next 5 or 4 after that are some of the strongest in the pack. In case anything happens, they're there at the front to protect the ones that are in the front, the older ones, and in the middle of the pack they have just the regular pack. So in case anything happens, they're there in between both to protect them. At the very behind that, behind the strongest is the middle of the pack, right? The normals, the youngs, the females, and maybe other males that aren't ready to take over in a leadership position within the pack. After that, you have the next like 4 or 5 strongest wolves in the pack, and then at the very back, and this one's like probably 20 yards behind the rest of the whole pack is the alpha, and he sits there and he's watching everything in case anything happens. He's there.
Right, 'cause
Means
he can go up.
right.
and
That mentality right there. The whole idea of like putting Wolfpack on merch or being that's cool, or the community being called Wolfpack. The community can call it whatever the hell they want, but I want the mentality of Wolfpack because I think
Okay, no, that makes more
you know what I
sense.
mean? Because that is
The
so,
pack mindset. Yeah.
and I think that's because I'm one of 13 kids, and so for me that is
oh
like
my fucking
it-
god!
it's-
What?
yeah, it's split. It's split. Okay, it's split. We have step siblings.
but still,
Yeah,
family dinners. Oh no!
yeah.
Hey mom, I really wanted to make it for Christmas dinner this year,
Christmas is
but
a
I'm
little
just gonna
crazy.
spend it with my wife.
Christmas is a little crazy.
Sorry.
But
yeah, no, I would make some bullshit excuse.
but that's why
Be like,
why
yeah,
I
mom, my
love
back
that
acted up
mentality.
again.
That's why I love
I
that
get it.
mentality. You know?
Okay, no, that makes sense.
So I've always because of my family, like one of the things that I have is deeper than blood. So that's gonna be something that I want to put on like a hoodie, like DTB, deeper than blood, because none of my
Or just like deeper than blood going down a sleeve.
that would
with a
be
drip
sick.
effect. With a drip
Yeah,
effect.
I mean any of that. And the thing is because myself and my brother are the only full blood related ones. The rest of us are either half or step sibling. But
Right.
it doesn't matter that we're not all full blood related. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if we're blood related at all. Like if you are within my inner circle and I consider you family, you're like I'm taking care of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
no, that's how I've. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no. Go ahead. I was done. That just,
Oh,
go ahead.
okay. Bring it back to like the whole ideas thing.
Yeah.
At night. Your mentality for like doing things is so different from mine. I feel, but because like you're thinking businesses,
Yeah.
and not so much business, not so much the money making side, just the just that's a good way of getting your shit out
Starting
there.
a business.
I think it's the idea of building something.
You're an entrepreneur. That's your mindset. That's your drive. You are just naturally an entrepreneur at its base.
Yeah.
Just create things, get things out.
Mhm.
If they fail, they fail, but you learn things from it.
Yeah.
And that's not bad, I'm saying, either.
You love the process.
Yes.
Yeah, the
yes.
whole you like the which is like why we talked yesterday, why you like Nate Shot and 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
And what he's done with it. But I would have to say, if I'm thinking of something like of that degree, I actually don't think I can say I've thought of something to that degree.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say no.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if I do think of things that are pretty cool, I'll probably just remember it in the morning, like
Right.
20 days later, and be like, oh yeah, I remembered this.
Yeah.
Generally, if there's things that are coming to my mind, if there's a piece of paper, it doesn't. I'll take notes on like different things. If there's a piece of paper on it and a pen,
Yeah.
I'll write it down. If I have to whip out my phone, I'll write it down there too. If I'm on my computer, I'll pull up like Notepad or Word or something,
Okay.
write it there. But there's
Oh,
no
I'll-
like
I'll-
defined way that I do it.
Yeah.
I'll pull up Notepad. Sometimes I'll just pull up literally the notes app on my phone.
Yeah. I find that like my issue is that I'm 100% a big dreamer, and like I have probably close to anywhere between 50 and 100 video ideas, but being able to I don't have the skill set to execute on any of them.
Is it more from like a videography and like
Yeah,
filming
it's a
standpoint, or
video-
resources and people?
It's both. Both. I don't have the skills for as a videographer and editor, and I don't have the equipment to do what I have in my head. And then I don't have, you know what I mean? Like, and so go ahead.
Do you feel like a kind of like a perfectionist
I am
kind
100%.
of mindset?
Yeah, I went in yesterday
I
to
get
talk with so my father-in-law owns a print company. And so he can print things. He does embroidery on like clothing and stuff. So I went in yesterday and talked to him about the idea that I have for the clothing company that I want to start. And we sat there and talked for about an hour. And basically, at the very end of it, I told him there's a few things that I don't want to happen. Number one, I never want to sacrifice quality for quantity. I don't care if, and I told him this exactly. I was like, I would rather have 100 diehard fans than have 10,000 people buy apparel just because they kind of like it.
Oh,
You know what
so
I mean?
let me say something really quick.
Go ahead.
All of Jay's merch is a one-time run and it never comes back.
Really?
So some of it has been limited stock, some of it has been pre-order where it's just
Yeah.
there's a date he prints it, so it's a little delayed, but
Yeah.
his is always one shot.
I want mine to be limited, not because I want tons of people to try and buy out and sell it. I want it limited because not everybody deserves to have. Like, if you want this, you got to go get
There's
it.
like meaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want it to have a special meaning. So
It's like, oh, this guy's launching something.
yeah,
If you are, it's like with shoe drops.
yeah,
It's like, okay, if you're not there, or you don't have your connections or ways of getting it, you're not fucking getting that
right,
thing.
right, exactly. That's how I view the clothing company that I want to start. I also told him, I was like, I basically want, and like I don't match with clothes. I'm terrible with clothing, and I told him I was like I don't have. One of the reasons I struggle with buying clothing and shoes and things like that and matching is because I'm not interested in a lot of the clothes that I buy. There's not a brand out there for me personally, other than maybe 100 Thieves, that I've had this like really strong connection to. 100 Thieves is the only one in the 26 years that I've been on this planet that I've been like, holy shit, I need that. And I want to
All
create,
right,
you know what I
Nate
mean?
shot 100 Thieves boxers when?
Boy, don't play with me.
He will model
Don't
these.
play with me.
We need Linus Tech Tip status.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the point. Like I was like, I want something that
can
talks
name.
about me, and that talks about my style, and that people can gravitate to, but not everybody will gravitate to.
And like you can release a meme thing
Mhm.
where it's like you're the model of the underwear, which is Linus and his wife.
Oh, don't play with me. I'll do it.
And
Bada bing, bada boom.
but like you can do something like that,
Yeah,
and your business will still succeed.
yeah, yeah.
That's literally Nate Shot. Hello, the fact that the CEO and like the
Yeah.
fact that John Robinson as well are like in their videos, like the fact that the literal top of their company
hmm
has been just like so transparently shown. Like Nate Shot's a goof, dude.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a COD pro and he tried to do what he did, I'm sorry, it would have fallen flat.
Everybody likes
If he
Nate
was
Shot
just a
because
YouTuber.
everybody likes Nate Shot because he's relatable. If you
Right,
Yeah.
but you
if
see
you
what I'm
look
saying?
at
Like, if he was just a YouTuber who tried to start an esports org, it would not have gone
yeah,
off the ground.
if you look at 99% of all athletes, 99% of all athletes from esports to traditional sports, they don't have that relatability. Like you look at LeBron James and why
Even Hex kind of has Hex to me has that relatability, but not near as much as
I think Hex has it.
others.
I think Hex has it, but because he's such a he takes
He
care
has
of his
dad
own.
wisdom,
Yeah, you have to be in his inner circle for you to see it. I feel like
Right.
but he
because
also has that dad wisdom. To me,
Mhm.
like Hex is like that old man on the mountain that you have to travel to for advice.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
it will be good advice, and you'll leave from that mountain and be like, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah.
Because it's so true.
Good way of putting it.
That's how I see Hex versus like Nade Shot, who is more of, even let's go to Shunduras with Space Station. But it's just two very similar styles of running their companies.
Yeah.
And since they're both content creators, literally at heart, like Nade Shot's a content creator.
Right.
Right.
And like they still have their entertaining things like Hex did with his elevator
Yeah.
quiz. And Nade Shot, with all the videos on Twitter. It's just a very odd age as well to like be building a company and like promoting it.
I think what's interesting is
But Nade Shot's more of like that college kid still who's like, oh, I'm the CEO.
Yeah.
But like I'm not. It's like a Michael Scott too.
Yeah.
Nade Shot is literally Michael Scott.
I think what's interesting about their businesses, and this is what scares me. I don't know about you guys, but I don't use debt. I dug a big enough hole when I was in college, and I'm out of it, and I never want to go back.
I've never been in debt, and I plan on never getting
What
into it.
scares the ever living shit out of me about that is, and what like it, even though 100 Thieves is this massive growing brand and they're valued at $90 million, they're not profitable. That doesn't make any flipping sense. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
crazy
It's
to
the
me.
esports. If you cut out esports,
Yeah,
they could live off of just the
absolutely. And that, but I think that's so
But
stupid.
they wouldn't have that massive compound. They wouldn't have this, that.
Right.
Without investors, nothing's possible these days.
My thing, it is possible. It just
So.
takes way longer. Is it? It takes way longer. But is it worth possibly destroying your entire financial life? That's
why you get investors. That's why like 100 Thieves didn't get into COD, because it wasn't financially sound.
I couldn't.
You
do
realize that, right? Like that's why when COD World League, like when Nate Shot released that video, it was like
I understood why they didn't do it.
because his investors would have pulled probably.
I understood why they didn't do that. It was their
yeah, but it's
investors were
crazy
probably
that
going to
way.
pull. There was the chance of like COD CDL not working, right? Like
Which
so,
it still might not.
it
Like,
still
there's
might
hype
not,
now.
right? Like if you look at OWL, they're not doing well. They're not.
OWL has taken 4 or 5 years.
They are. But have you seen how many people have left? How many major members of the Overwatch community, like they're leaving OWL? That's not good. And
they're leaving Overwatch,
Yeah.
stuff like that scares me. And I know that the only way to make, because my ultimate goal, and I've said this before, is to own my own organization. That is my ultimate goal. I've had that dream ingrained in my head since I was 15, right? So 11 years of my life, and I will have that until I die. But I want to do it completely debt free, and I'm more than happy to play the game for the next 20, 30, 40 years of just slow building it if that's what I have to do to build a massive company that, or maybe not even a massive company, just build a company that is successful in terms of we're debt free, we have the money to go out and do this, our brand is recognizable by people, and I don't have to worry that if anything, if we decide to jump into Call of Duty and it costs us $30 million and it crashes, we'll be fine. I don't owe anybody
Right.
anything. You know what I mean? Like that's the dream for me.
Well, I saw this. You saying that makes me think. Linus, a few weeks back when he was like, when he uploaded the video saying he's retiring.
Right.
I mean, that live stream,
Oh,
he
yeah.
basically said in it, I've gotten to the point where if I were to get hit by a bus tomorrow,
Yeah.
my company would be fine. My wife wouldn't have to work a day in her life, and my kids could go to college.
Right. That's the
Right.
dream.
The fact that he could do that, and think of how many people he has on staff,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
widespread of channels and content he creates. The amount of things, it's not just tech.
Yeah.
It's not just the one Linus Tech Tips where he just does the skits. The amount of
Right.
people he has on payroll. The fact that he could literally die and everything would function just as fine.
Yeah.
And that his family would be taken care of.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
I told my wife one of my goals that's written down. I don't know about you guys. I have an accountability mirror, and it's just in my bathroom. It's my bathroom mirror, and I go in there every morning and I look at myself. I look myself in the eyes because the mirror is not going to lie to you. The mirror will never lie to you. You can look at yourself, and whatever you see is what you are. If you're fat, you're fat. If you go in there and you're skinny, you're skinny. If you go in there and you have bags under your eyes because you've been drinking, and you're not getting shit done, you see that in the mirror. The mirror doesn't lie, right? And so I have one of my goals written on there is to retire my wife by the time she's 30. That's in 4.5 years, right?
Okay.
And then with a mixture of a bunch of other goals. And I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and this guy drew 2 circles on a whiteboard, and he started talking about this archer from the 1800s. And he said this archer was the best archer in the world at that time. And out of 200 plus competitions, he never lost. Not once. He never lost a competition. And from what has been read about this guy, he goes on to say he could hit a bullseye from about 50 meters out. Now, I've never done archery, so I don't know how far that is, but about 50 meters out. But he was so good that he could get a second arrow, shoot it, and split that first arrow in half and get another bullseye. Right?
50 meters is 164 feet.
That's pretty far.
Yeah.
And so
pretty far.
that is pretty far. And so you have that, and then he goes on to say, now, someone in the crowd, actually, no, this was before someone in the crowd. So the next thing that they did is they blindfolded him, spun him around like 40 or 50 times, right? Spun him around 40, 50 times, and they told him to shoot a bullseye. And someone in the crowd was like, he can't. And they were like, why? And the guy in the crowd was like, well, he can't see the target. And the guy who was telling the story goes on to say, that person in the crowd was right, and it applies to our life now. If you don't write down your goals, if you can't visualize your goals, you'll never hit your goals. Doesn't matter how big or small your goal is. If you never write them down and you never visualize them, you will never hit them. And so I write down my goals. And I read another book called 10X, and basically the premise is you need to 10X your goals, because let's say your first goal is to get 100 subscribers. That's relatively easy to do. It's hard to do. It's the hardest 100 you'll ever have to get, but it's relatively easy to get in the grand scheme of YouTube, right? But
yeah,
let's say instead you take 100 and you multiply it by 10, right? So now you have 1,000. That's your goal. I'm willing to bet over the course of a year, if your focus is 1,000 rather than 100, you're going to fall somewhere in between 100 and 1,000, which is going to be way further ahead than you would have been if you just focused on 100 subscribers. That's the whole premise behind the book,
Well, yeah. I've seen various YouTubers say, like, okay, like looking back, that first 100 subscribers is the hardest.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a mass following who will probably watch whatever you put up.
Right.
And yeah.
It's the hardest. It's the hardest to get, but it's the easiest to get.
Like people, I think they said like from 1 to 100 was harder than like 100 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 10,000, 100,
Yeah, so on
like
and so forth.
that first, like even that first 1,000 is like the most difficult. Like there's that range where it's.
That's because the YouTube algorithm, the way the YouTube algorithm works, it's not like TikTok now. And I think that's what's so interesting about TikTok and like Byte is like you post something, anybody can see it right now because they're so relatively new. With YouTube, they have a very in-depth algorithm And if you're just starting your
Which
YouTube
is
channel,
good and not good.
yeah, it's good and not good. And Mr. Beast is the king of YouTube. The king of YouTube. Why?
If we're talking about watch time and audience spread, then yes.
Yeah,
An
and
audience reach.
he
yes.
knows exactly what he needs to do to take advantage of YouTube's algorithm, which is if you get clicks and watch time, you win. Period. It doesn't matter how many likes,
It doesn't matter
comments.
if it's a good video.
Doesn't matter. If you can get people to click and get them to watch the entire video, you will win the YouTube game. Period.
Right.
And with
it's also at that clout level where if someone sees he uploaded on their recommended, they'll click on it.
For
Like,
sure.
oh, what the fuck do you do this time? Even if they hate him.
For sure. And but you don't have that option when you're a small creator and when you're just starting
Right.
because YouTube's like, I don't even know if your content's good. No one's watched you. You have 0 watch time, 0 viewers, 0 subscribe. I'm not pushing this out anywhere. And that's why it's so difficult. Like that's the real grind. And if you can and if you can fall in love with the grimy, dirty, not getting anywhere type of work, whenever you do make it and break through, that it's going to become easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
my view on it.
We'll appreciate what
segued a
you
lot.
put in. I mean,
Maybe I should get out more. I think a lot. Call me. I should change my name to Philosopher. No longer
That's-
blank.
Here's the blank book.
Dude, stop. Ouch. Ouch. I'm a blank canvas, all right? Waiting to be painted.
love it.
Can I leave?
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. I went on a tangent and now
Yeah, no, it's okay. No, it's like Dark. You've known Oscar for coming up on 4 years. I've known you coming up on 3.
Yeah.
It's a long ass
crazy.
time.
It's been, yeah.
Been a journey.
It's been a wild ride, boys. It's been a real wild ride.
True car ride.
Yeah.
Road trip.
I will never forget. You know what? I never would have met Dark if I didn't basically tell Eric that I sent in like 3 emails to get into Haunted. Like to get an interview for
Yeah.
Haunted, and the last one I was like, okay, this is the last one I'm sending. Like y'all are wasting my damn time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
send any more if y'all aren't gonna answer the freaking emails. Like I'm sick and tired of I've given you videos.
That's how lazy Eric is.
I think at the time they were doing because Eric wasn't the lead or the owner of Haunted. It was whatever his name was that did all those fake
Danny.
giveaways. Yeah, Danny. He still
Danny
does
Bro.
that shit, by the
He
way.
still does it now.
Holy
my
crap! Oh my gosh!
Yep.
What's his Twitter? It's Danny.
Doesn't he have the?
No, he has the haunted one
Haunted?
back. Yeah, and
Yeah.
bro, he gets like no interaction. He gets the
Mm-mm.
same type of interaction that I get, and he has 30.
Oh yeah, his Twitter is literally Haunted Danny.
Yeah, he has like
Right.
40,000 or 20,000.
21.4K.
And gets the same type of interaction that I get on my Twitter with
6
my,
tweets on a it's Friday tweet. Yeah.
And if you scroll through, it's just giveaway after giveaway after giveaway, and you're like, where the hell do you get all this money, Danny? Huh? Where are you getting all this money, Bubs? You don't have a
He's doing
YouTube
Scuff
channel?
Gaming. He's doing a scuff controller. Like
Who's active though?
Either way, so Danny was the lead and the owner at the time, and so basically they were getting a
That was a
ton.
fun time.
Yeah, they were getting a ton of emails because Danny was putting out like they did something like a freaking 144 hertz monitor, and I was like I saw that and I was like, that's bullshit, but these guys seem cool, so I'm gonna join Haunted.
that's how I found Dark and Busy.
Oh,
So
man.
I would Haunted follow. So I didn't use Twitter actively
Yeah,
until like I'd say late 2017, started 2018.
Yeah.
Started 2018 like is when I actually started using it. Cat, can you shut the fuck up?
oh I will.
And so, but I met Dark and Vizzy in 2017, April 2017,
Okay.
April, May, and the Haunted had followed me on Twitter. I've been following the Haunted Gaming Twitch. I had a
Jeez.
screenshot since like March of 2016.
I didn't even know
Oh,
that we
yeah.
had it. I don't even remember us having a Switch. Everything we did, I guess because I was doing everything on YouTube at the time. But That's crazy. I remember.
Yeah, so like they've been following me for a year, and they followed me on Twitter
Yeah.
because they just followed everyone. It was one of those.
Yeah.
Um, and I was in senior year of high school, 2015 and 2016.
Yeah.
I graduated 2016, and so I was like, okay. And one day, I finally was like, you know what? Because they always tweet out Darks and Vizzy streams.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, one day, I was just one day I was like, I'm gonna pop in a dark stream. I think it was, and he was doing Minecraft,
Hey.
Oh yeah.
and I was like, okay. I saw his face. It's kind of weirded out, like the hair. Like I wasn't weirded out, but like I was like, it's chill in here. If the lights were off, he just has mine or light it.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh,
Dark literally streamed in the dark.
Yep.
Cat likes to lie literally on my power strip, so let's not have that happen. Um, and so like I was like, okay, this is chill. And then I think he sent it over to Vizzy or something. Like this is YouTube.
Okay.
Yep.
Whatever it was, or like I left that night. It was like 2 minutes literally in dark stream. Because I got sidetracked and I did something else. Literally me. Cat, get the fuck down from there.
Kitty cat.
Sorry. I'll pull it up on Discord for you boys. And then I popped into Vizzy's stream another day, or maybe the same day. But he's literally lying down on my puzzle.
So warm.
And I popped into Vizzy's and he was playing CS:GO, and I loved CS:GO. Still do, like I loved Counter-Strike. And like I popped into Vizzy's stream, hung around, and like 2 days later, like I can pull up his exact YouTube stream thing where I
Did you play with them?
where I found the first stream I watched.
Oh, okay.
And like we ended up starting playing like once or twice, and then he's grinding with level then, and that's when Vizzy like hit Nova and MG and all that. He just grinded up.
I remember that.
And so, but like I went from and I donated him to him, and I was like, fuck it, let's support him. And like I went from just being a random viewer to like his friend, and now we're here.
Hey.
But like I found them because I was like, you know what? I have nothing to do. I'll finally pop into Dark stream. I'll finally pop into Vizzy's stream because I saw he was playing Counter-Strike.
That's crazy.
All because the Haunted Gaming Twitter in the algorithm found my dead fucking literally non-used Twitter account.
That's weird. You know what?
Well,
Go ahead.
If somebody hadn't retweeted their recruitment thing on Twitter, and if I wasn't on Twitter,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been in Haunted, and Rav wouldn't have popped in my stream, and then probably wouldn't have found Vizzy.
That's
Or
crazy.
I wouldn't have found you first. Yeah.
Well, like it's also interesting. Like, Haunted had a decent YouTube. Like
Yeah.
we were,
Yeah,
if we would have continued with Haunted,
If Eric hadn't sold the YouTube channel.
Well, it was so there was a number of things that happened. So IW came out, which was trash.
Yep.
So and
We
we
were all
Which
hyped for that.
really
We
quick,
were.
which was worse?
Go ahead.
No explanation. Which was worse, IW or World War II?
IW, World War II. Well,
Okay.
depend which World War II. The first.
Oh,
First
oh
iteration of
no,
World War II?
the new one.
Well, that's what I mean.
IW.
Like I'm talking about like with the newest World War II, so there was basically there were two different games in that same circle. So they
Also, Rust returns to COD.
That's crazy. I saw that. About halfway through World War II, they made a massive update. But do you remember like the shell shock? How bad the shell shock was from your teammates, and like you couldn't run. There were certain things to the game that they changed for the second half of World War II, and after that, World War II became a whole hell of a lot of fun. But in the very beginning, the first like 4 or 5 months of World War II, ass cheeks.
Right,
Ass
right,
cheeks.
okay. You were saying though.
But IW never felt like COD to me. It just felt like
Yeah.
it was just never COD. It wasn't COD. So I would say IW.
That was actually the first COD I ever bought.
Really, I feel for you.
Yeah.
I feel bad for you.
Xbox.
Oh, poor guy. Because IW was not Call of Duty.
Oh, I'm well aware.
But we were like super hyped for IW, and so we were like, okay, when IW, because we did really, really well throughout Black Ops 3. Like we had growth. We went from like I think 1,500 subscribers to like 3,500 or something like that,
But
3,000.
if you look at Hagen, like BO3
Yeah, around 3,000.
carried him.
Yeah, like Zombies and BO3 was great.
That was the last good zombies, yeah.
Yeah, so Hagen jumped up, Mumbo jumped up,
Mitch,
Mitch jumped up, like Pack a
The
Puncher
entire
group.
zombies
Yeah,
community,
they all
literally.
blew up.
Yeah.
Avery's in phase now
Yep.
because of
And so like we were doing really well. IW dropped, and all of us were like, "This isn't COD. What do we do?" And then like Eric had 1 year to like work on this and make this into something, and then he had to go back to school. And
okay, yeah.
so like there was a number of things that happened, and we were like, when we hit IW, we had no idea what to do. We were just like, oh shit, this isn't gonna work because this is not fun. Even though we should have stuck through it, I think if we would have stuck through it, Haunted Gaming would be.
Yeah.
I think we could. Haunted Gaming was on track to be like Soar, and at the time maybe Red. Like that's the kind of
I'd see
trajectory
more of like
we
a
had.
red where it's like the lower. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Could get picked
Right.
up and like you have a parent org.
And that's the track we were on. And then we had like Steven was he had finished school and was like doing a lot of stuff with marketing. Had been talking to a few people from like was it Pinterest or something like that.
Something, yeah.
Like he had some connections. Like we were on track to like be the
Hey,
an
Dark,
up and
what
coming
was the name
org.
of the Twitter? It doesn't exist anymore.
Do what?
The Best Displays Twitter doesn't exist anymore.
That's the one that Danny has, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all
Oh.
the same thing.
It was all the same thing. They just changed the name.
Oh,
Yeah,
Eric gave it to
Steven-
him. That's right.
Yeah. So
Steven did a lot of good work, and he was definitely a marketing.
he
Dude.
did really, really well. And so we had the opportunity. I think it was just a mixture of like being shocked that IW was trash, Eric not leaving, but like going and us also being as young as we were, not
Yeah,
understanding what needed to happen within the scene for us to actually continue to grow, even if we had other things that were happening in our lives. You know what I mean?
right.
Yeah.
So there was a number of things that happened there, but
It all ended up for the best. I mean,
yeah.
He had a. Didn't Eric have a contact in like he was like his advisor in like MLG or something?
Yeah. Oh, what was-
Really?
Yeah.
I
Who
don't
was it?
know.
Because he like only him and Steven would talk to him,
Yeah,
and I can't
but it's
remember who.
legit.
Yeah, no, he was a guy that did like operation meetings with like Optic and Phase. Like this guy was
like he's not well known, but if you know him, you know him.
yeah, he wasn't well known
Type of
because he
dude.
didn't want to be. He only worked with real like people that he saw a lot of potential in certain.
I mean, if you look at what Eric's doing now, like his income is literally running a RuneScape server or helping run them essentially.
He's
Like
finishing up school,
Eric
right?
knows what the fuck Eric's a businessman.
Eric's smart.
Yeah, and so
I mean, his taxes kind of hate him, but
he's
I might cut that one out.
he's very smart, and so he knew
Oh,
and he knew
100%.
really smart people, and he learned.
I
from-
see Eric like you. He's a businessman.
Yeah. Eric and I used to have some
Like-
pretty like insane conversations. I was always the one that like during our meetings, Eric would talk the business stuff, and then I was the one that would come in and be like, "Okay, now everybody pull your head out of your asses." And like, like I was just
'Cause
the,
you're the adult.
yeah,
here.
yeah. I was the because like what would end up happening
were
is
the
like the
dad.
first 30 minutes we would like, I shit you not, we'd sit there and complain about like how things weren't working. We'd be like, "Man, well this isn't working. And I'd just be like, "Shut the fuck up. Who cares?" Yeah, it's not.
Bitch-ass
Yeah, it's
bitch.
and then I just remember Eric being like, "Damn, man, I feel like a bitch right now." I was like,
And Eric would never say that nowadays.
"Yeah, no, I'd never say that," you know. And so
I can picture him saying that.
I remember him saying, and I was like, so I've always been that person that even though I don't have a quote unquote large amount of success, I was always that one that was like, it doesn't matter
You had common sense.
so long as you continue. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight. If that were the case, literally everybody that ever jumped on YouTube would make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like, and that ties into like why I joined EM, and it's not because they just have open applications for a lot of people. I don't. There are two things that I joined EM for. I joined because I was looking for something like Haunted, and as soon as I joined, I realized EM number one isn't Haunted, but they have that inner circle, and
Oh, of course.
and it's not amongst everybody. Like people that just joined, they can make little circles with them themselves, but there's that top like if you look at the leadership group and then like a few people
Oh, for
outside
sure.
of that leadership group in EM, that's like the haunted core group to me.
Like
And
everyone has that. Like EM has cliques.
yeah, and I want
sure.
I actually want to. Maybe we can talk about EM.
yeah, I'm all down to
Like,
talk about EM.
like your experience. So go on. You were saying.
My thing is I want to like my goal within EM right now is to get into that circle with Tani and Zim, like to be that type of like I produce content that is so beneficial to my brand and to EM that they talk to me on a daily basis. Does that make sense?
That's fair. I mean, I wouldn't word it particular. I would personally wouldn't word it as like get into that circle because it's like, oh, you're clout chasing, or you know what I mean. I know
Right.
that's not your intentions, but like
Right.
that's what people see it as. I think the way you say it, where the content you're producing is valuable to your brand, and EM recognizes that and wants to
Right.
utilize
I
that.
want to bring value if as long as I'm part of EM. Thank you for clarifying. I want to bring
Yeah.
value to EM, and I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
I want EM to recognize that. That's it. Period.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like, I think so I went to TwitchCon.
Yeah.
So I've been a part of EM for 3 years now.
Right.
Or April is 3 years. Which is crazy to think about. I've gone through just hanging around gaming.
Yeah.
To then I joined, and then a year later I started streaming. Last summer 2019, I was a director. Very short lived. It's just it wasn't right at the time. Like my whole life got turned upside down over the summer, kind of thing.
Right.
Right.
My PC kept overheating. I couldn't make meetings. Couldn't make my stream times. It was just a lot going on.
Sheesh, man.
No, I was kind of figuring out work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cat, shut the. I love you though. You're cute. Hey. And it was just a whole bunch of shit going on, so I wasn't a director.
Right.
And because I went from being on the stream team to going to director. Hey, get away from that. And like I've been around for a while, and I've known Zim for 3 years.
Crazy.
And like Zim, one thing I've noticed about Zim, I admire the ever living hell out of this man. The drive, the motivation, the shit he's done.
Yeah.
Is insane. Eastern Media GG is his child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not literally like literally is his child. It's his lifeline.
Right. Right.
Like the amount of work he did in 2019 alone.
Yeah.
I was saying this in my stream. If anyone who hates EM, hates on EM,
Yeah.
look at 2018.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at 2019.
Yeah.
And look at the difference in what was accomplished. Not even differences. Look at how much growth there was.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah.
It's
And like
night and
I've been
day.
around for so long that like TwitchCon, I met Zim for the first time. And like I hung around with Zim and Tani the whole time.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I just know them.
Right.
It's not like, oh, I'm like a director, I'm like Moose here, like I'm of their age because they're older than me.
Right.
Right.
Or anything, you know? It's like I've just been around that long, and like Zim, if he one thing I've learned about Zim is if he likes you, he'll shit on you. Like he'll essentially bully you,
Right.
for lack of a better term. Like, you know, he'll mess around.
Mm-hmm.
Like Zim's a harsh personality. But like not in a bad way. Zim's just
Right.
this is Zim to me. No bullshit, will tell it exactly how it is, doesn't care how you think.
Right.
What you think about how he thinks of you.
Well, you need that.
If you do good work,
yeah.
but you have one thing wrong, Zim will recognize that good work, but tell you what the fuck is wrong.
Right.
100%.
Well, you
Zim
need
is
that.
just a blunt human being to
Yeah.
the nth degree. And that is so useful. Like, I guarantee I definitely can say I would not be where I am now in content creation without Eastern Media and more or less without Zim.
Right. Well, here's the thing. You can't run a business without being. I'm not saying not everyone's blunt like that. Not everybody is. Right. My family's very blunt.
Zim's a one of one.
Right. My family's very blunt. I'm a pretty blunt person. Not everyone needs to be blunt though, but you have to be able to you have to tell the truth. If
Oh
you're going to
yeah.
be a leader and someone's doing something that's wrong, or if you as the leader are doing something that's wrong, you have to be able
Someone
to
feel
address
part.
it. And if you can't
Yeah.
address it, you're going to fail, right?
And like
Right.
Zim's the kind of like addressing it where it's just sounds angry, but that's just Zim.
Well, that's because we live in a soft ass
Well, he's
like
also so passionate. Like if you saw the Zim's just a passionate person. Like
right,
Eastern media is his child. It's always like when the whole I'm not going to specify, but when the events transpired recently,
right,
he was so
upset
emotional and just
as he should be.
gritting his teeth because he cares so much. Like Zim doesn't seem like he cares. You know, he's this.
When
He
he puts in
comes
the work.
across as this pompous asshole,
Yeah,
maybe on social media, because like he'll shit talk you and like he'll judge you. But like
Right.
a lot of it's in good faith. Like Zim's just
right.
normal, like everyone else. Like Zim has said this on his Twitter. It's like, I don't like how people. I personally don't like how people put him on a pedestal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like he's so unreachable, like so unapproachable. Same with Tani, Logix, Moosey. The people put them on pedestals like they're gods, which like
that stems from a lack of confidence in who the hell you are.
right, but like people put them on these pedestals, and it's like, oh, I can't like go into a voice chat if Zim's just chilling or Tini's just chilling, which they didn't do as much anymore, but they're super busy. It's like anyone, a director is like, oh, I can't go in there because I don't want to like
Interrupt whatever they're
interrupt
doing.
anything.
I mean, we're used to doing that in life, right?
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah, but it's just like Zim
It's
comes across, I feel, to a lot of people as a pompous asshole.
yeah.
And
That's
I'm
something
not saying that's not what I think of him, but like I'm just covering my
well,
own ass
that
here.
that literally that literally like I said, that comes from like us having a soft ass mentality as a society right now.
A civilization, yeah.
Like you cannot tell anybody shit without them getting their feelings hurt. Like whether it's constructive criticism or not, you can't tell anybody anything without them being like, oh, boo hoo, wah, wah, wah.
Oh,
Like we don't.
I totally agree.
We
But
have
like,
participation trophies and shit like that. Like if you lose, you're a loser. Period. All right.
yeah, but you at least make the kid feel kind
No,
of
fuck that. Fuck that. What are you talking about?
Fuck the kid.
What are you talking about? You're telling that kid that it like in life,
Right.
as soon as he leaves, life doesn't give a shit. Like you're gonna go out there and if you don't do your job well and your boss doesn't like it and you keep doing that over and over again, and you don't change, guess what? You don't have a job. There's not a
Exactly.
participation trophy. There's not a like.
Oh no, yeah.
You know what I
like
mean?
there comes a point where like kids who are babied will have that reality, just punch them in the fucking face and they won't know how to.
But
take
if you teach them as a kid that like let's say you get fifth place and they're coming in with a trophy for there's no fucking trophy for fifth place, dude. You just got your ass beat. Okay, you came in dead last. There's 5 teams. You came in fifth place. Guess what? There are 2 things that you can do. You can be a little kid. You can cry about it. That's fine. Cry about it for a period of time. But you have 2 choices. You sit there and you accept that you're a loser for the rest of your life, right? Or you sit there and you're like, I'm going to get better, and next time I'm not going to end up in fifth. I'm going to end up in fourth, and then the next time I'm going to end up in third until I eventually get
there's
first.
progress.
There's
Right.
If you make
progress.
progress, that's what matters.
Exactly. That's what matters. But we're teaching everybody that it's okay to lose. That you're still going to get rewarded when you lose. And I
Right.
think what Zim embodies is that EM is not here for fake ass people. EM is not
no,
here.
People get phased out of EM very quickly. If
Right.
you do not belong, you will just leave because you realize, oh, it's not follow for follow. I'm plugging my stream when no one's coming. What the fuck is this? And they'll leave because they'll be mad.
Right. That's what EM is, and that's why I respect EM. That's why I respect Zim, and that's why I respect Tawny, and that's why I respect the leaders because they tell you if you don't put in the work, EM's not going to boost you up to 10,000 subscribers or 100,000. It's not going to do that. There are very few organizations that do that, and even if those organizations are able to do that, that is just a door. They're opening the door, and it's your responsibility to walk through it, right? Like you can teach. Hector said you can teach a man to fish, but you can't make them fish. You know what I mean? You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? Like you have to be willing to put in the work, and I think that's why I respect Zim as much, even though I've only talked to him like once, and that was in my interview for EM.
No, we'll definitely have to get him on here.
It would be a blast. It would be a blast.
Yeah. No, it's definitely being around EM for so long, it's just been such a change and like how many people have come and gone and this and that. It's crazy to see, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
in like a good way.
Yeah.
And like I can confidently say without Dark Vizzy around for the past 2 years, well 3 years almost, you know,
Yeah.
and like without EM at the exact same time, like right before them or right after, right around the same time,
Yeah.
Right.
I would not be where I am as a content creator or in life, which is crazy to think about. I'm not saying like I relied on them, but they definitely helped. They were, you know, Dark and Vizzy are a constant.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
Like I've
guys?
talked to Vizzy and Dark basically almost every day for 3 years.
That's beautiful.
Even if it's just messaging or like
Yeah.
interacting.
Yeah.
Right.
I've talked to them every day for 3 years come April/May.
Jeez, you guys need a bigger friend group. No,
Fucking
just kidding.
crazy, dude.
Just kidding. That's
Wow,
that's
says you.
dog. I have all my friends are online. I don't. I realize in real life, like step away from my setup, I am a horrible friend. I had that,
Oh, 100%.
and I want to change that really really bad. Like I need to work on that because I'm not the best friend. I don't hang out with people. I don't.
You're also an adult, so it's a very different mentality for like you as a married man to me as a single, just
Yeah. True.
whatever.
True. So do you guys see yourself in EM for forever?
I see myself because I literally put this on Twitter the other day. Don't join EM if you don't want to rep the brand and if you're just gonna get another offer and leave. If you join EM,
Yeah.
like I've honestly thought about leaving EM at some points just because like I felt bland in content creation.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I expressed to Stark, it's like do I leave? Like I would just have no point of being here. And then I kind of realized, okay, I don't have to move up. And like some other things happened, some other people talked to me, and it was like I like people before like everything blew up at the end of 2018. Like there was a point where like I would like people like someone told me that during their after a meeting, someone messaged and was like, "Who is this guy? Like he's just funny, like because I used to call out in meetings and shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like because I'm just around.
Yeah.
Like in EM, I don't talk as much in the Discord, but like I'm just around.
I'm just
And I
here.
was like, do I really just want to be that guy who's like not moving up, who's just a member? Like I wanted to have that drive.
Yeah.
And the last time that happened, it kind of not crashed and burned, just didn't work out. And I kind of realized, okay, I can be in EM, just be a basic ass member.
Yeah.
But I know I've been around forever, and I know that like I'm doing things as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to be a director to like get that satisfaction as a content creator, or like I don't have to be a director to like get that followage and get that like
Yeah. I find that in Discord,
clout, so to speak.
I'm not active in Discord whatsoever. I am active on Twitter though.
I'm
And
literally not active in Discord.
I see
I've
people
had
with
this platinum rank I've had this level for so long.
I think I have bronze or whatever.
Well, being in the Discord for 3 years, I've sent, you know, I'm level 33. I'm rank 11. I'm out of the top 10 for the first time literally forever because there are people who talk daily.
Yeah.
Says like this Christ guy, LG Christ. I have no idea who the fuck that is. I don't know how he hit platinum.
I don't even put messages in Discord anymore. I did for like the first week, and then after that, like I get so annoyed at hearing my Discord.
Oh, I mute it.
It just ding ding ding. I'm
Oh
just
no,
like,
I have that shit muted. Literally,
you're gonna have to teach me how because
I have all sounds off. Yeah, I'll show you after.
you're gonna have to show me how because
I
I want
mute
to.
it in Windows.
I want to pluck my damn eyelashes out every
No,
time.
I just have the
Probably.
little like I have the little red bar pop up.
Oh,
You know, like the
okay.
little
Right.
dot with the numbers,
Okay, yeah, I need
which
that.
people hate more.
You're gonna have to show me how to
But
do that because that's
literally, it's in your Discord settings.
that turns
Discord
me
settings,
off.
notifications, and you can turn off sounds from messages
Okay.
and enable
Okay.
desktop notifications. Just disable it.
I
Okay.
very rarely talk in chit chat, but like the main two things that I'm always looking at is like graphic discussion and graphics team because I'm
Well,
part of
you're
the
on the
design team.
graphics team, yeah.
Right.
Maybe I'll look at wholesome memes because got to get my daily memes in.
Well, and like
Right.
for
But
me, 90% of just regular chat is, I guess it's not 90% because I'm rarely ever in there, but it's like someone asking, from what I've seen, what I've experienced, because like I said, I'm rarely in there. I just see people asking to play video games together, which I don't like. There are like a few people I want to play video games with, right? And then
Oh, I feel so special.
yeah, feel special because I typically I'm very much a
Damn.
loner. And
Pretentious much?
go ahead and feel special
Damn.
because it don't happen much. And then like I'm not a big promoter of my stream and stuff, which I should do a lot better of, but I hate when I go into Discord chat and like 5 out of 6 messages that's what I see, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you because you don't necessarily want to have a relationship with me. You don't want to build a friendship. You want me to come watch your stream, and I don't want to just come like I don't want to watch your stream simply because you've plastered chat with your freaking link. I
I
don't know.
know there is a lot of people that have like genuine conversations in chit chat, but like when I go on there, for me personally, it's like I know I get on there. There's a wall of text, and I don't want to just jump into a conversation. I'll do like maybe like good morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
morning, but like there's not a whole
100%.
lot apart from that, and like
Yeah, there's so many. I don't know enough people. Like when I say good morning, and then some people say good morning, and
Your mic cut
then
out.
Mike, stop playing games with
You
me.
said you'll say good morning and
Okay, yeah. So I'll say good morning, and then like maybe 1 or 2 people will respond, and this was like when I first joined, and then after that, no one talks for a while, and then you'll have Zim come in like 4 hours later and be like, I need a vibe check, and then everybody on the earth responds.
everyone and their mother.
Yeah, and I'm like, where the fuck did you guys come from? Where were you at? Like, you can't say good morning.
Whole thing.
That shit annoys the hell out of me. I'll be honest with you. That shit used to when that started happening consistently, I was like, nah, I'd rather talk to everybody on Twitter because
Well, everyone like worships Zim, and like that makes sense. He's the leader, he's the owner, but like
I get it, but like I can't get like a good
it's
morning
like, well,
back.
fuck, you can't get a good morning. Like even me.
Yeah, I'm not asking for everybody to respond, but literally, it's like,
Like I put good morning, and everyone could, and someone, and then you'll see someone else say good morning right after you, and
Yep.
they get a good.
dude, it's like
And
it's
bitch.
low key, it's
It's high
disrespectful.
school, it's clicks.
It's
There's
disrespectful.
Clicks. PM has clicks.
That shit irks me, and I respect the hell out of him, and I'm like, I get that everyone's gonna respond to him, but it's like people are responding with like 3 and 4 messages. Vibe check, vibe check, vibe check, bitch. If you don't calm down, I can't get a good morning or like a hi. Man, fuck you, fuck you. I'm out. I'm going back to Twitter.
I want everything bagel with butter.
What?
So Jericho, I'm on Twitter. My timeline refreshes, and Jericho tweets, "It's an everything bagel with butter type day." And I was like, "Damn, that sounds fucking good right now."
Ooh.
Well,
Give it
like,
to me.
going back to the EM thing, like for me, I
Sorry.
joined in 2018, in November 2018.
Yeah, I was
As
like,
a
why did
designer,
you
I mean, I had
join?
been like working around Eastern. I never like officially joined, but I knew Rab was in there, so I was following the Twitter or whatever. And then
I got
Zim
both
was
dark
like,
and busy to
"Do you
join.
want to get dark on the graphic design team?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go." But I haven't really been motivated until like recently when Myth has started really picking up and being a leader.
Because
Is
he
like
kind of
I
grew
was,
into that. Myth
I
used to
mean,
not be a leader.
they all know how I wasn't around in EM.
Yeah.
Like
Well, Zim didn't know where you went.
Zim didn't hear from me for
Zim
a
literally
while.
thought you just disappeared, like you didn't have a
So,
legitimate reason. Yeah.
I mean, like I wasn't checking. I haven't been checking Twitter. Wasn't checking Discord. I was just kind of
Well, you had life,
going about life.
and you didn't think that like,
I was like,
oh, I should probably mention this.
and there wasn't really a whole lot going on in terms of the design team. So I was
Right,
just
like they made a new design team Twitter.
yeah. So I
From
mean
like
that was
2-3 years ago.
I mean everything got picked up recently when Myth was promoted to director, and then he started gradually getting into his role, and
He
he's doing
realized that he
excellent
had
now.
to do something. Yeah.
So the graphic design team has been really reinvigorated, I guess.
which is good though.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
find that it's really hard to like run a graphic design team. Like it's really,
Yeah.
really,
Well,
really
they're
difficult.
coming out with so much stuff that's like, okay, they're doing merch. Okay, we have to get X, Y, and Z graphics for the merch.
Yeah.
Merch design, Curly, Guru,
Yeah.
Zim. That's the I'm sure there's each department and like
There's
Brick
actually a
kind of
bunch
doing
of
the
us.
staff logos.
I know they really Curly and Brick have been excellent. I know they rely on them heavily.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
Brick
Which they
was
should.
so in my stream the other day, a couple days ago when I ended, Brick came in, Myth came in. The only OG Brick has been around since March 26 or August 2016, by the way.
Hmm.
He left EM, then he came back.
Okay.
Myth, myself, 5Y2,
Okay.
and Brick are the only people from like back then. If you count non-directors, it's just me and Five who are like actively creating content, I think, and like still active in the community.
Y'all been around for a minute.
Like I think that's how long we've been. Like I can look up from from me if Discord would let me search things. You know how you can search? Like my first
Yeah.
message in EM was April 14th, 2016.
Wow.
Sheesh.
And like you can go that far back if you really want to scroll or look my thing up how different the
Right.
things were.
So,
And how many just white names there are that don't exist.
so did you have to go through an interview then?
Oh, okay, so virus and threat protection, get the fuck out of here. So EM's status was so different because like my buddy Max, he's still waiting on a response. If he's accepted, like there was the interview, but like got told he would get back to him. Like I don't know how that shit works now because like 2 years ago,
Right.
you did the application, like you came to this grade skills for an interview, and good.
Hmm.
This last year, I mean, EM's had a lot of people have come to EM, and they've really grown
Feels like every week
so
or like every day
much
we have like a new
over the
person.
last
Literally
year.
every day, yeah.
So what do you think's
No,
gonna happen?
it's so dumb, kind of.
No. Go ahead. It is dumb.
It's dumb just how much it's growing and how much like
It's stupid. They
there's
grow and growing.
still not how much there's fake people that are still here.
They're growing. They're growing fast, but there's a lot of like. I'm just interested because this is what I think is gonna happen. I think there's gonna be a moment kind of like phase. And 100%, I feel like you're
How
gonna
so?
have you're gonna have a lot of these people that are in phase that fall to the wayside and either disappear or they're still in phase, but you don't know about them or talk about it. You talk about that the core, whatever
Right.
that ends up becoming within EM, whoever that ends up becoming that core. And
I don't think there'll be that kind of fallout with him.
you don't think so? Why?
I don't think management will crash and burn. I think that was like 2017 for us. I
However
think that
many.
was 2017 when like Resolve, like all the old directors kind of like when everything got phased out and when Zim
I'm not talking.
joined
I'm
this
not
new
talking about
core.
like
I remember that.
management now. I'm not talking about the man. I'm talking about like all the people that are joining right now. All the like I can't say random because I don't know anything about it. But all the new people that are joining every day, we have like 1, 2, 3 people joining. How many people are there in EM now? Like 150,
I don't
200.
know.
Like
If that's
there's a
So our upper management 3, directors online 3. That's just everyone that's online. So our offline in the Discord
uh-huh.
or just new blood is 249.
Look, that's no there. Let me be honest. There's no way that's sustainable.
Well, think of how many people are just on, who just don't ever get scheduled an interview. They just join the Discord though.
Yeah. So let's take out about what
Like
75%.
Zytex, John, like older people who are new blood because they're not around, but they still just had to give them a role in the Discord.
So let's take about what 75% of that. Take that away.
I don't know. I'd say 50 to be safe
50.
because you never know.
Right. So take away 50% of that. You're still talking about 120 people.
Well, yeah.
There's no way that's like even if they get into EM, there's no way that's going to be sustainable. And let's say EM takes off to a whole nother level, Like we're at a new level right now. It's 2020, baby. At the end of 2020,
Well, I see Zim as building it. Where like that's why it's not an esports org and an org. It's it's an organization, but it's not esports or it's a gaming. We're a multi-platform entertainment organization.
Yeah.
That's what our Twitter bio says. That's why we have the chain of commands. That's why they enforce that. That's why they promote people within the org. They don't bring in outside. Because EM has always been with Zim, with any EM in general.
Yeah.
If you put in the work, it will be, and you like reach out. Like if you want a promotion, they always say this now. If you want to do something bigger, reach out, talk to us,
Yeah.
shoot a DM. Like we'll talk. Let's talk about what do you want to do. Okay, is that needed right now?
Right.
Sweet. Let's talk further. If it's not needed, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
And then it's just not needed.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then maybe it is. Maybe it is sustainable. Maybe it is something that maybe EM will change the game in that regard, which would be cool to see. You haven't seen it yet, so maybe they're doing something different that I
But
don't
like
know
if you think
about.
about like from where FaZe was when they blew up
Right.
to EM, you can't compare them because EM isn't like this tight knit group that then blew up and like had
Right.
the resources to get more. It's like
Yeah.
When things grow, like typically structure and the structure of the thing usually changes.
well, EM just in the past 2 years has literally changed.
And yeah, we've seen that. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
and like I don't know, man. I don't think even if we do blow up, it'll be more of like a. I mean, like okay, where's another name out there? Not just another name, but we'll be like a. You know what I mean? How there's all those orgs out there. We'll just be like not a household name because like I don't know what Zim wants to do with esports, but like we'll definitely have that. I mean, right now we have that status almost.
yeah.
Like
mhm.
people are hating on EM and they don't even know what the fuck we do.
Right.
Like that's when someone hates on you, even though it's literally proven that you put in the work to take care of your community and your members.
Yeah.
You've hit that like level.
I guess my concern is how EM plans and how leadership plans, and this is something I guess you could always
Well,
ask
that's
them.
why the HR team just grew by 10 people like a month and a half ago.
Right.
That's why you literally have. That's why they brought the managers back. Managers used to be a thing,
Yeah.
and they stopped, and now they're back because that's how much demand there is. The human resources role on its own. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only time will tell. Because I'm very interested in seeing how all of this works out with the amount of members that there are. Because I think it would
well,
be.
they said they were going to close the applications at the end of the.
They've been saying that for like 2 or 3 months,
Oh, I'm well aware.
and so I'm definitely waiting for when that day comes. Because I'm not pessimistic. I don't think EM's going anywhere anytime soon or going to disappear or fade out or anything like that. I'm just interested in how they plan on navigating through this many members and making sure that every member feels, because it's one thing to say that we will take care of you, and it's one thing to have things in place to take care of people, but when you have as many members as we do, you have random situations that come out of nowhere and you're like, we did not plan for this, you know what I mean? How do we navigate it now, and how do we approach it now, and how do we take care of it, and how do we keep this from happening later on?
100%.
So I'm just interested in
Right.
how that's going to work out, and I
Well,
think
that's why like you see like community meetings went to Twitch and like it's dumb, it's stupid. It removes that personal connection,
yeah, yeah,
but it's so much more manageable.
yeah,
Literally.
yeah,
You don't have to worry about someone coming in and their mic not being muted.
yeah,
Yeah.
They're making it more professional.
yeah.
Like they just announced today that we didn't renew contract with all customs.
They didn't.
No,
I haven't been like, I don't go to meetings on Sundays very often.
no, they
'cause I'm-
tweeted that today.
oh, okay. What was did they say
Um,
the reasoning, or I haven't seen it?
No
or
bad
so
blood,
it
but
was
the
on.
partnership was now right fit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
Just wasn't
partnership
a
was the
fit.
right fit. I think Tani tweeted it.
Okay.
It's not even
It was
the
in the
official EM
Discord, right?
Twitter. Oh yeah, it was in Discord.
But yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, Like we're sponsored by DX Racer and Scuff.
That's cool.
Like Scuff alone is take out the whole gaming chair. Scuff.
Yeah.
The fact that they landed that is impressive.
Scufferoni.
like
I've never
The
had a
Twitter
scuff.
only has 10.9K followers.
They have contacts at Twitch and Mixer, right?
Yeah, no, because like
'Cause, I
that
mean-
makes sense though. Because like Zim's partnered,
Yeah.
and like
How
Mixer
many-
right
how
now
many-
is-
How many of the
Yeah,
EM members, including like from the very top all the way to the bottom, how many people are actually partnered? Is it just Zim?
Partnered?
Yeah. Do you know?
No, so Cole is partnered.
Okay.
Cole LP. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is like, who actively streams is partnered, so to speak.
Okay. Cool.
I think there's like a one or two where it's like on Twitch they're partnered.
Okay. Okay. I was
And
just curious.
Mixer, it's like
Cool. Cool.
And yeah, from like
G-Fuel's
what I
been really
know,
good
it's
in them.
not many.
Yeah.
Like Moosey's not. If we go to Cole's channel,
Lucy's close
Cole's
though, right?
partnered. I don't think so. I don't know.
Yo, I mean,
all I know is like when I get my stream to the point where I could apply for partner,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell anyone.
I didn't tell anybody when I
No.
got affiliate.
I'm not even gonna tell my mods.
I didn't tell.
Like, I would tell Dark and Vizzy probably. I would tell Dark.
I didn't say anything to anybody when I got affiliate because for me it was like everybody posted and I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Like you're not
Yeah.
shit yet. Even when you first break into partner, you're not shit.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother level to go to. There's always another level.
It's like okay, once you get partner, it's okay when you're at 700 concurrent subs.
Yeah.
That's when you're like hot shit.
If you just do the math, right? And it's like
If your community can hold, if you as a streamer have built up your community to where you have 700 people every month subscribing to you, you're hot shit in my eyes.
I mean, if
That's
you're
when you
able
kind
to
of have like
live
you can
that's
start
when you're
solely
holding,
off of
when you
Twitch.
when
Yeah.
you're comfortable when you get partner, and then you're like Wolves or Jay.
Yeah.
His thing is content creation. It has been for like 5 years, but like like he's just chilling.
Yeah. Well, like
Mind you, he has the merch and YouTube and other things, I'm sure, but like he only has like I don't think Jay's at 50K followers yet.
so like where
Yeah.
I currently live, minimum wage is like $7.25.
It's like what you cut out.
$7.25. So
Okay.
just
Country minimum, lol. Sorry, I make
Texas.
$15.50 an hour, and minimum is $14.25 in LA County.
you guys live. The price for living there is
I mean, yeah, a two-bedroom
Astronomical.
apartment for me is like 2,000 to
that's stupid.
24,
That's
at
stupid.
least, yeah.
So we get why you make like it's all relative across the United States wherever you live. It's
Oh
relative
yeah, but
to
go on.
right.
Yeah.
but like
I said the weird flex real quick.
so but like if you simply do the math in order to live like in order to pay rent here, which is around 800 for like a decent place, I would have to have like 250 concurrent subscribers every month, roughly.
Yeah.
So
And that's excluding YouTube and other
yes,
things you might have,
and yeah, so like
or merch sales at that
Right,
point or
right.
something,
and if you're
And
not
that doesn't include bits and donations.
if you're not there, don't talk to me about
Well, because people think like, oh, sub count, it's all subs, but you forget streamers get donations, they get
Mhm,
bits.
so like
Tim the Tatman alone gets more in donations each stream than he does.
He makes-
I guarantee his donations match his subs, if not surpass.
bro, based off of what if you take 250 and based off of his like his subscriber count, he makes 6 figures a month.
Oh,
Right.
easily.
You
but
know what I mean?
then
And so-
you break down, and he has his sponsors. But like that's what I'm saying. Like
Right.
some streamers, like the big name streamers, they've been doing this for ages, but
Right.
like
They-
their donations alone could carry them.
Right, they make a ridiculous amount of money. Now, when tax season comes, they have to pay a lot, but like they make ridiculous amount of
Thankfully,
money.
I haven't made over the threshold on my donation.
But like everybody, literally everybody and their mom is like, I got affiliate, I got partner, but you have 10 subs.
Right.
So what? Like you can't make a living from this yet. And it's
No,
like
but like getting partner is definitely like that.
it's a great step in the right direction. I 100
It's
agree.
definitely like going from before they released affiliate,
Mm-hmm.
like hitting partner is always even now hitting partner is like such an achievement. Because think of how much it takes to hold 75 concurrent viewers
That is hard.
or
Right.
have 75 average viewers. That's so difficult. Like
Dude,
you have to grow your community. So like I've been doing this for 2 years, and just recently have I consistently had streams where I'm in like look over and I'm like, oh, there's 7 people in chat right now.
it is difficult. I
You
will
know,
100%
like
agree with that. It is very
like
difficult.
my average viewers are still around like going through like December 5.3, January
Yeah.
5.6, this month so far. Like I'm still at that 4 to 6 average viewer range for the month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to think like how much I stream. Like I streamed in January 157 hours, in December 89.
Yeah.
And Twitch
And
wants to
like
see multiple. Typically, I mean, for the requirement, it's only 1 month, but they generally like to see
they look at your community
long
as
term.
well.
Yeah.
Well, they also look at your community.
Is it sustainable? Is it worth partnering with them?
Right.
And
And it's
things
the
like
content that you're making, like, yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I don't know. It's one of those things for me that like getting partner, getting affiliate.
And that viewership excludes hosts and raids and embed.
Yeah. Well, I think for me, affiliate and partner don't motivate me that much.
Oh no.
I
You
get
know?
that.
Well, like on the note of like the numbers,
Yeah.
if you can hold 30, like the reason I tell people like, oh, my stream's not that big, but if you can hold, I explain it to this like people like, oh, you're a small streamer, you have no one here, you have one person. It's like, you know how I would love to see you keep someone who you don't know, someone completely random's attention for an hour.
It's
See if
not
they'll
easy.
stay.
It's not easy. It's
Especially
very
because they
difficult.
don't know you. They come in, they're like, oh, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now imagine making that 5 people.
Right.
Imagine trying to keep the attention of 5 people, at least 5 people,
Yeah.
Right.
for 5 hours. Just by playing games and talking to them, sometimes not talking. I'd love to see you try and do that.
People
There
don't.
are so many people who I'd love to see try and stream.
Yeah. And it's not like don't get me wrong. It's not the hardest. It's like not the most physically demanding job,
And
right?
once you get to like that larger stats, it's more of keeping up with chat. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
And you learn that. No, it's at the beginning stage, like people overthink streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and like at its core, it's very easy. You sit down, you read chat,
Yeah.
but it's when you get into the networking, the partnerships, the trying to grow your brand,
Yeah.
that's when it kind of gets a little finicky.
It's
And
very.
there's a finer line. But for the most part, like I still see it to myself as this to this day.
It cracks me up when.
Streaming
Yeah.
is cut and dry.
Yeah.
I started streaming because I wanted to share. I had enough friends who are content creators. So I was like, you know, they can do this. I'm gonna do it too. That's literally why I started streaming.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to play. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I to this day sit down, click live for the entertainment of others. I've gone through phases where it's for myself. I've focused on the numbers,
Yeah.
and it's like now I kind of focus on the numbers because it's like okay. To like some partnerships, you want that higher viewer count.
Yeah.
You need that higher average viewers,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm like I hit 1,000 followers. That's such an
crazy.
absurd number of people who have followed my stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious when someone's like, and I understand there's people that are interested in different things, but I love it when people come in and they're like, I'm like, so how'd you find my channel? I was just scrolling through. Okay, cool. And he's like, and he or she's like, yeah, I don't watch big streamers. Why? Because they can't focus on me. Like,
Oh no, Ross told me that. Ross was literally like, I watch your stream because like you interact with chat. You can interact with all of chat,
yeah.
and like it's a personal conversation
Yeah.
basically.
And I told someone, I was like, so what happens when it's always interesting to me.
What happens when I get that big? Are you gonna leave?
Yeah, and I know some people are, and it's like, but the idea that someone's gonna stay in the same place forever if they're really passionate about this and they're really consistent with it, the fact that they're gonna grow, and the idea that someone's like they change because they got bigger, and it's like, well, yeah, they changed. Change is inevitable.
Right.
Whether you
It's
grow
how they
or
handle
not.
that change.
Yeah, it's how they handle it, and they have to change. If you grow from 10 viewers to 100 viewers, you have to change. From 100 viewers to 1,000, you have to change. From 1,000 to 10,000, you
Yeah,
have
if
to
you grow that
change.
mod, it's more of like a business.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to be able to. You sacrifice that personal relationship, that one-on-one
You can
relationship.
still have that,
Because it
but it's a
wouldn't be
lot harder.
sustainable
It's
on a
yeah, yeah.
large scale like that.
You on a scale like that,
Yeah.
you have to manage your time differently, and you have to value your time differently because you can't just focus on one person, especially when you have 50,000 comments coming through and your chat is literally going 4,000 miles an hour. Like you just
Yeah,
can't.
no,
Right.
And that's why you set
you
up
have to catch what you can.
donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you catch what you can, and then you respond mainly to donations because that's the only way. It's you can't focus on the game and read chat. And those that are able to do that, focus on game and read chat, are the ones that are at the very top.
And the people who do it at like FPSs, yeah.
They're at the very very top of the game because they're
Like
able to.
that's part of why like I want to establish like creative streams, like puzzle streams. Once I get my new desk and it's the smaller one,
Yeah,
I can literally move that desk that's behind me right now next to the other one, so it's easier to get like a top view cam.
right.
I want to establish those because people who do creative streams, it's so much easier to follow chat.
Yeah.
And I love big streamers who do creative streams, like people who literally are FPS streamers, but they're a hobby of theirs, a passion of theirs is art.
Yeah.
Because you can sit and just talk.
I think that's why I vibe so much with just talking streams, and
Oh,
that's why I love watching big streamers do that. Is
Because
because
you just throw in like a lo-fi non-mod viewing beat,
and just
and like
chill
that's some
for an hour or two, and then start gaming. I love it.
Right.
I love it.
like I don't have my chat like right at the start where I'm at that point.
Yeah, of course.
But like that's the thing is like it's so like 2 years ago, no 2.5 years ago when I moved apartments,
Yeah.
I had to paint my bedroom back because I'd painted a blue from a white, so I didn't feel like I was in just a white void.
Yeah.
Then to give the room because no one wants to live in a white room. You'll go crazy,
Right.
literally.
Everybody will go crazy.
So we painted like this soft, nice blue,
Okay.
and I had to paint it back before I moved. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll stream it. And at the time, this was June of 2017 or 2018. Sorry, June of 2018. And at the time, I think for the month of June, when I was painting, that was my highest numbered streams for the month of June. I was like, why are there 10, 12 people in here watching me paint a bedroom back with a shitty blue snowball microphone that's at gain high enough where you can hear me when I'm far away?
I had a friend.
That was probably the most scuffed stream I've ever done. And it was one of my most successful streams.
I have a friend that plays guitar that I met probably a couple of months ago now, and he's like insanely good at playing guitar, insanely good. And the other day he messaged me. He was like, or he jumped into my stream the other day, and he was like, "Bro, where were you last night? You weren't streaming." And I was like, "Yeah, I had, I was doing something. I think it was church related or something like that." And he was like, "Dude, I had 48 viewers in my stream." I was like, "What?" He has like 50 followers on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I was like, "Why? What were you doing?" He's like, "I was just sitting there playing the guitar." He's like, "I didn't realize apparently people love watching other people play guitar, and it's not that people just love someone playing guitar or someone doing it. People love skill. People love to watch people with a high level of skill." And that can be in the form of playing a video game, that can be in the form of art or playing guitar or something like that, right? That can be in the form of you're just a funny ass person.
Oh yeah, like you're hilarious.
You know what I mean? And people love skill, and if you can provide some level of skill, there is a group of people out there that are willing to sit there, relax, and watch and enjoy.
100%.
And it's being able to look inside yourself and figure out where do my skills lie, where are my strengths, where are my weaknesses, and what can I work on skill wise, or strength wise and weakness wise that will allow me to find my little niche.
I've kind of realized that. I've kind of come to realize that with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like literally since I started streaming Minecraft, my view count has been up. When I play Minecraft, like it's my higher views.
You have a ton of knowledge about the game. It's fun and relaxing, right?
But it's like it's crazy because like when I didn't play, I still like kind of built that community back up, and then I switched it back to Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's just it's just crazy that like one game is like has to be my rock. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I know when I grow and I'll want to play other games, like I'll have to take that community hit.
Yeah. And I think the beautiful thing about getting to that size though is if you go into a just chat, you can be like, "Hey guys," you can still have all those viewers there for a couple of hours, and then you can be like, "Hey, today we're going to be playing this game. I'm just going to let you guys know this. I want to be. I hate the term variety streamer. I flipping hate it. I hate it because as a
That's
gamer,
literally what I am.
yeah, but like as a
It
gamer,
is a weird phrase.
you're naturally a variety gamer. Like you're going to be a variety gamer because we've all played different games.
All
Because
right, the
that's what
people
gamers
who
do.
do just chatting, the people who do just chatting, art, games. If you stream more than 2 categories consistently, you're a variety streamer.
Right. And I just hate the term because you're like I can't stand that people are trying and put streamers into boxes acting like they themselves don't go out and do different things, you know?
Yeah.
And I get there are some people that really are addicted to playing certain games. I was very addicted to playing Call of Duty for 10 years of my
Oh,
life.
yeah. That's
8
crazy.
years of my life, right? All I did was play Call of Duty. That's literally all I played, and like some RuneScape every now and then. But eventually you're like, well, I've experienced Call of Duty at its like at the end of the day, every new Call of Duty is still Call of Duty, right? And so I want to experience something else. I want to play some storytelling games. I don't know, but it sucks because you can only do things like that when you are the size of like Dr. Disrespect or if you have a contract with whatever streaming service and you have your bag secured, because then it doesn't matter what you play. It doesn't matter the viewership because you have whatever the contract says. You have that consistent income, which is what every streamer should be striving for, because this career is, as a streamer, being a streamer is not guaranteed. Doesn't matter how big you are.
Oh no, Twitch
Right.
could die tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Twitch could be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna shut everything down.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
And-
sucks to suck. They
and
don't have
then
to give a
what?
reason. They'll just be like, we're shutting down.
And then what, right? And so as someone who streams, you need to view it. I feel like a lot of people don't view streaming or Twitch or YouTube as as part of the entertainment business. But it
You
is
have to do something that's better than everyone else.
but it very much is a part of the entertainment business. It very much is cutthroat, just like it would be if you were trying to break into Hollywood or
Yeah.
break into Broadway, right? You
Right.
have to, or break in as a musician, you really have to look at this as a long term game in terms of I have to grow in a way that is going to set me up for long term, but I also have to understand that this could be a very short term game, and how do I make it to a point where I can make a living off this, and if something were to happen in a short term, I have enough money from it that I can survive and transition into whatever else it is that I'm passionate about or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's been 2 hours.
It has been 2 hours.
Damn.
Indeed.
It's been a lovely 2 hours.
Honestly, yeah.
Great.
Dark, thank you for being like, yeah, fuck it.
Right?
I know you're a busy man with a proper adult job and everything, so
Proper.
glad we were able to just make this work. Just pull the trigger.
You guys are more
Well, I'm
than.
glad y'all invited me on and have this podcast. It's been good.
We'll have to do it
Great
again
conversation. Definitely.
when you're
I'm
not
gonna have to
busy.
get you on later on down the road.
Definitely have to get Vizzy on.
Maybe. Well, oh yeah.
Even a Zim, like you mentioned. Zim podcast.
We're working on that. That's a work in progress.
Well, so I have on Twitter. He's out. He's on a mission right now. PAX East. I want to try to get him like, honestly, over the summer.
That would be
Yeah.
clean.
Well, cause like,
Definitely in the future, and definitely at
well, I
some
want to
point.
get Zim once we've hit 50.
Ooh,
I think if we can get Zim when we hit 50 episodes,
that would be good.
or make him be like the 50th, or get him once we have traction.
Yeah,
Right.
that would be nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I was saying this before, like once we realized we couldn't get Zim before,
Have
because I
the
knew he was
podcast
busy. So like, can we get him
established.
sooner?
You what?
I knew like once I like, cause he's a busy man. I knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Cause like I kind of get like that busyness of like him and Tanya like more than Oscar does.
100%.
And it was and I was like, okay, if we can't get him right away, and then I said, okay, let's get the podcast going. Let's get traction. Let's get our first episode out.
Yeah, he needs a
Yeah.
reason to come on here. I knew that from the get go, but I was really hoping. I
It
was like,
totally changes his mindset.
yeah,
I agree to that, because 2 hours is 2 hours that you could be doing emails, business ideas, stuff
Mhm.
like that.
so there needs to be
For sure.
value whenever he comes on.
Yeah.
I get it.
Um. whether it's 50, 100, 150, like I do want him on at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One podcast at a time, baby.
Yeah, and
One
hopefully your audio
podcast
is
at a
fixed.
time.
Has it shown you like peaking? Like you said in Audacity, you 100% set it to the proper mic.
Yeah, it's set to the Astro. It's set to my
Okay.
Astros. So
Here's to hoping. I mean, you sound good on my end and my audio.
yeah,
So that's
yeah, it might peak some, but if you can go
worst
in there,
case scenario. I can use mine.
yeah, okay. So I mean, we'll work it out. It's only the second attempt.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Dark. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
This has been fun.
yeah, for sure.
It was a good time.
We definitely have to get you back on. Maybe, honestly, we're gonna get Vizzy on soon.
Yep.
I want to get Hagen on
That would be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
if we can. And get you, Hagen, Vizzy, and if we can get Eric.
That'd be gnarly.
Dark,
be
you would be
clean.
our contact there, and kind of just get you Haunted Boys back together.
I've contacted Mumbo. Mumbo's down to do a podcast. So if we can try
That'd be
and get
good
all of
too.
us,
Maybe get like the individuals and like
yeah, then do like a
do
group
like
one.
Do a haunted.
yeah, because like I'm
Haunted
not
podcast?
haunted, but like I've just been around.
I mean, yeah. You kinda are.
You might as well be.
I
haunted.
kind
might
of
as
just
well be.
weaseled my
Yeah.
way in there.
Like you
Yeah,
might as well be.
Yeah, you
I-
vibe like the
that's-
haunted guys did.
That's what I did with Zim and Tiny. Basically, I just bullshitted my way into life. I bullshitted my way to 1,000 followers. I've bullshitted my way this far.
Keep bullshitting then, I guess.
Yeah, no, this has been a solid 2 hours, man. Fuck.
That was good.
Dark, when you want this going up? It is currently February the 8th.
Whenever are you gonna put it out?
Give us a date. Valentine's Day?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. You don't have a preference.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't have a
Alright.
preference.
Anytime is
Well,
the
if you
best
could
time.
drop it when my book is coming, that'd be great.
Huh?
Just kidding.
You got a book. Sick.
But yeah, Dark, let us know. We might use you for a thumbnail or two.
Okay.
Because you're good at those.
Am good.
It's kind of your job.
It is.
It is. Cool. Well, thank you. That was fun. Had a
Yeah, you have
blast.
any words for the people besides? You have anything? Socials? You want to plug anything?
You can follow me on Twitter at Studio Dark with 2 Ks. I got a
links will be
new.
below.
I got a YouTube channel that is dead that you can't
More popular than both of us.
that you can't go to because it's actually my real name now for. So and my Twitch that I don't stream on. And yeah.
Swag, dude.
Sick. All right. Yeah, thanks. It's been fun.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course, of course. Guys, make sure to follow both myself and Oscar. Links will be down in the description.
Yep.
Let us know what the fuck we can change about this. Let us know what we could do different. Mind you, this is the first episode,
Mm-hmm.
and we're recording another one right after this, so we won't know till episode 3 or 4. Who knows?
Yeah.
The rate we'll do these. But let us know feedback. Give us like people you want us to bring on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Think reasonable though.
Also,
Like, we can't get fucking big names
yeah,
right away.
yeah. Ninja's not coming anytime soon, everybody. So chill with that one. But
Gary Vee not anytime soon.
not anytime soon. But on the real, put some topics down in the comment section that you might want to hear, that you might want to listen to, or have us talk about. I guess. I'm a very deep thinker, and so I like having deep conversations about certain things or random things. So throw that in there. If you liked the podcast, like it. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike and then tell us why down in the comments. Because we
Yes.
can't make the podcast any better without your input. And so don't be afraid to hit the like button or the dislike button. It is a way of telling us what we're doing well and what we're not doing well. Okay.
Even if like you give us constructive criticism through DMs,
Our Twitter's
Or, like,
always open.
Twitter, anything, reach out, emails, something.
Let
I
us
don't
know.
anymore. Just tell us. We're gonna make this better. Joe Rogan production quality coming soon.
Coming soon.
Just kidding.
We need a Rav spinning head.
My yikes emoji. Oh no, but this has been a real one, guys. Thank you for listening, watching, wherever the fuck we upload this.
Yep. Y'all take it
And,
easy.
yeah. Yep. Peace.
Peace.
Oh my lord.
Whoa.